せーの。でもそんなんじゃダメ、もうそんなんじゃほら心は進化するよ、もっともっと。言葉にすれば消えちゃう関係なら言葉を消せばいいやって思ってた、恐れてた。だけどあれなんか違うかも。千里の道も行ったから石のように語りそうな石で血にも踏まれば山花で思考死ぬ気でいやする気でふわふわりふわふわりあなたが名前を呼ぶそれだけで中年が来るふわふわりふわふわりあなたが笑っているそれだけで笑顔になる神様ありがとう運命のいたずらでも巡り会えたことが幸せなのでもそんなんじゃダメもうそんなんじゃほら心は進化するよもっともっとそうそんなんじゃダメそんなんじゃまだ私のこと見ててねずっと私の中のあなたほど自分の中のあなたほどあなたの中の私の存在は中の私の存在は同じ瞬間共有してる時間日々も積もれば山となでしこ略してちみつも山となりこふらふらりふらふらあなたを見上げたらそれだけで眩しすぎてふらふらりふらふらりあなたを思っているそれだけで溶けてしまう神様ありがとう運命のいたずらでも巡り会えたことが幸せなの恋する季節はよくばりスキュレーション恋する気持ちはよくばりスキュレーション恋する人にはよくばりスキュレーション恋する乙女はよくばりスキュレーション恋する季節はよくばりスキュレーション恋する気持ちはよくばりスキュレーション恋する人にはよくばりスキュレーション恋するで
So we are back to Girl by Moonlight. which is a magical girl hack of Blades in the Dark by Andrew Gillis, Comedian Crow on Twitter, Actual Factual on Twitch. Andrew did an excellent stream with John Harper, the creator of Blades in the Dark, yesterday that if you didn't get a chance to catch, you should definitely catch, because they talk a lot about like what their aims for the game were, like design principles, things they're thinking about putting in the game, which go from like the relatively mundane to I'm gonna give the GM a playbook and have GM XP, which could be really interesting. I'm really interested to see what's gonna happen with the game long term. So if you didn't get a chance to check that last night, I believe the VODs are up on their channel. So I highly recommend giving that a look if you haven't already. So I am Mikey Quantum Dot on Twitch, obviously, because you're here. Quantum Dot on Twitter. I've been working on some Blades hacks myself. Kind of put those on pause for Girl by Moonlight, but I'm hoping to get back to them soon. So you can find me there for like information about stuff I'm doing when I'll be streaming about them. And joining me today are Kyle.
Hi, yeah, I'm Kyle, or Freckled Wonder on Twitter. I don't really stream anything. I'm currently developing a role-playing game about space colonists.
What system is that? Or are you doing your own system?
It's our own thing. There's some Blades inspirations and some like it's a much like heavier in like it's got some Stars Without Number stuff to it as well. It's a little bit more meaty mechanics wise, but we're just getting ready for our first playtest, I think, this weekend.
Oh, nice.
So we're pretty excited about that.
Yeah, that's really exciting. I want to get to the point where I feel confident in playtesting my game. Like that's what I'm really looking forward to. Is feeling like I can get there.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a challenge just because like we're like it's 3 or 4 people who are designing it, so it's got a lot of committee work, and like one person is super like all their experience is really D&D, like especially early edition D&D, as well as 3.5 and some Pathfinder, and then and that's their attitude towards the game, and they're the ones who originally started it. And then I'm on kind of the other end where it's a lot more narrative based and loose flowing, and so we've been kind of butting heads on which direction to go. And just figuring out what we want the game to be about has been a challenge, and we've kind of got our direction now, and it's good.
That's good. Like that actually sounds, because I feel like a lot of people are used to just being like the only or main person designing their games. So like even like having that different background for folks and like different people shifting labor might actually be like really like it could be really good, because then you don't have to go to external sources to like bump your ideas off of each other. It's like,
yeah,
you know, like, oh, we have like I have people I can bounce ideas off of here, because like when I'm having trouble with something, I usually go to Mads, like first off, just because like I'm, you know, the only person. So
yeah, and also like when we play test, like everyone, like we don't need to necessarily get anyone extra for our first couple play tests, because with 4 people, that's a pretty decent group. Especially if we have like our thought is to bring in like an outsider to potentially be the GM, so they can see what it's meant to be like from the rules, because that's what we're working on right now is like how should this game be GM'd.
Yeah. I could sit here talking about playtesting things all night, but I'm not, because I have a lot of thoughts of that, especially after Andrew's stream yesterday. But yeah, I hope you have a lot of good luck with that. It sounds like it'll be a blast.
Yeah, I'll definitely tweet out and make stuff available to you guys once we're ready to get more playtesting out there into other people's hands.
Yeah. Speaking of Mads, Mads is also with us tonight.
Yeah. Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. I did not sleep as much as I wanted to, thanks to that stream, but it's fine.
How
Everything's
late did
fine.
it end up going?
It was 6
Uh,
hours long.
yeah, it was 6 hours long, so it went until
Christ.
like 4 for me.
Christ.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
That's a long one, but yeah.
Yeah.
Who are you?
That's a really good question, and for answers, I don't know. But apparently, I'm MadPro on Twitter, MadPro TV here on Twitch, and I make games. Apparently,
A lot of them.
many of them. If you go to my Patreon, which is also MadPro, there are many ideas listed there. And like I did a Kickstarter and it did really well. So now there's all of that. I have a lot of things to make.
Yeah, you've been kicking butt recently, so
Yeah, which is better than like the past 2 months of not really doing anything.
I mean that's how it goes though, right? Like
Yeah.
You should definitely check out Matt's Patreon. She has like a really good revamp of alignment in D&D.
And in 4 days, I think, it'll be going live to everyone. So anyone that goes by the Patreon can just like grab it, use it in their game.
Yeah.
And I think the explanation there is pretty okay.
Yeah, I really liked it a lot. So if I was using alignment in my game, I would use it. But we kind of threw alignment out the window because
that's fair. That's totally fair.
We're playing with 3 like non-humans, like a drow, a tiefling, and an orc. Like
and they're all usually supposed to be evil aligned.
Right.
And that just,
so we were just like,
yeah.
No, thank you. But yeah, I really like how it's structured. I know you cited like Critical Role as a big influence, so
yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And Adrian, last but not least, certainly not least, you had some exciting stuff going on this week.
Yeah, I did. Hi everyone, I'm Adrian. Adrian Toon on Google Plus and Madadrick on Twitter and on Twitch, though I don't really stream very much. I have developed a few third-party playbooks for Dungeon World and am currently developing and have a Powered by the Apocalypse space opera game called Impulse Drive up on Drive-Thru RPG that people can check out. Some good news that I might be on the Plus One Forward podcast in the next few weeks, so keep your ears out for that. Other than that, yeah, I'm just super excited to be here and playing another session of Girl by Moonlight.
Yeah, so when I didn't get a chance to write a super anime wrap up, unfortunately. I mean, technically, I guess I had more time than usual, but I was just not feeling it. I was kind of in a creative rut this weekend. But when we last left our heroes, we had just finished a mission, and we had kind of like the gym was sucking people's emotions away, and it was, what's going on there? So come to find out that there's stuff draining all the energy away from people into these giant vats, and maybe also computers. And there was definitely John Cena lookalike, aka Big J, and Stan the security guard, who was just very interested in the cosplay that was going on in the gym. But y'all not only managed to take out all that equipment, but also save everyone, which is really good. In the long run, probably no one died, so you don't have that on your consciences. So and we did we did our end of session XP, and now my time is now, says Cat in the chat. Wow, that's a really good phrase to roll off the tongue. Anyway, so I think also nobody managed to. I think y'all were very close to. You were very close to Eclipse, but no one actually managed to like cross the threshold to roll it. So that was good. So I guess the first thing to do is to start the... I'm trying to find... I had my end of mission. Okay, here we go. End of mission and Fallout. Okay. After a mission, the crew rolls for Fallout. Okay, so it's the crew anyway. Roll dice equal to the current investigation tier. So if I go back over to... We're currently in tier 1, so whoever wants to roll 1 die, it's all you. You're just rolling for the crew, or I can roll it. It's up to you all.
Would you like to do the honors, Ali?
Sure.
Yeah, do it.
All right.
Do good.
No.
Okay. Okay, a frenemy acts against you. All right, so let's see who our frenemies are. Let me go back to the NPCs. All right, we've got Janice, we've got Chad, and we've got Harold. I don't think we've seen any Harold yet. So the MC describes the consequences of the fallout to the players. Any actions to address the consequences of fallout can be taken in the subsequent downtime. Okay, so I think... Okay. I'm not sure how Harold could act against you there, though. So I really do want to involve him, though. So maybe... Didn't we have something... No, we had something with Chad before.
Well, so, I mean, it doesn't have to be directly related to the mission.
Right. No, I know that. What I'm thinking is, what my thought is that, have to be against Nat. So I think what happens is... Oh, sorry, were you gonna say something, Allie?
Oh, I was gonna say, if Harold is head of intern affairs and he's trying to like get Danny more involved in the company, it might be like a, hey, volunteer to help clean up the gym and make it even better than before.
It is Danny's frenemy. So yeah, okay.
Yeah,
so my
Harold
original
is my frenemy.
My original idea will work then. So what I was gonna do, so Danny was in last downtime. Danny was in the like promotional video that was for the company. So I think what happens is Kyle had so flashback. Danny, Mads rolled really, or Annika rather rolled really poorly on obligation. So got really stressed out, and someone like left the or got scared because she wore the wrong color t-shirt and was gonna be all messed up on the green screen. So Annika had to mother her and find someone else to do the movie or the promo shoot. And that person was Danny. So I think Harold, like, it starts making the rounds and Harold catches it. And I think he's gonna, like, use this as maybe I think what he wants.
Maybe Harold gets the filming crew to come back and is like, we need you for some B-roll.
Well, I think what needs to happen is it needs to be a little bit more sinister than that, because this is like Harold not acting directly as an agent of the darkness, but with the darkness's agenda and intent in mind. So I think what they actually want you to do is like meet with some of the higher ups and start like grooming you as a recruiter, since you're like on their role, and so like you have to meet with some of the higher ups and go through some additional training. sensitivity training and
Yeah.
various other sorts of training that would have you very occupied and basically like separate you from the group, which is not great. And you don't know what that training would imply. So I think that's what happens is Harold comes to you one day and no, I don't even think he comes to you. I think he just sends you like, hey, great, like a email. And it's like, hey, great job. I caught your footage in the promo that they shot. You know, I've been really thinking, and I think rather than what you're doing, I think we can really start grooming you. Like, you've been really great as a like an administrative intern, and I really think that you'll go far. And I've done some talking to some of the higher ups, and we've put together a schedule where effective immediately you're being moved to this other department, and like you're in all these meetings, and like we'll have you do some training. And I know you're only here for the summer, but maybe this will make you rethink your commitment to this company. So I think that's what you get, and it's kind of like there's no like it's just expecting that you'll like you have to do your job, and so you'll just come and kind of like get whisked up. It's like if you've ever have any of you ever seen Mr. Robot?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like that scene in the very first season where they call him in to like this executive board meeting, and it's all like very surreal, and it's all like white dudes in black suits like around this like circular table, and he's just standing there in his like kind of dumpy shirt, and they're like, we want to make you head of security, and he's just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's the vibe that like would happen if Danny were to show up to like this training meeting. It's like meet the board is like the first item on the list.
Yeah, no, I see I get the same feeling that that's how it would be, that it's very just like cartoonishly evil corporation.
Yeah, but I think it's all, well, I don't even think it's cartoonishly evil. I think it's like highly like they want to play like they're the nice like down to earth people, but I think like off in the boardroom and the wing that's like far away, it's all like super establishment, and everyone's like, it's like the worst kind of corporate environment, and like everyone's talking about like synergy, and you know, like they all have like press suits that like are only like a half standard deviation from each other. Like there's maybe some different stitching here, like a very vague faint pattern, but like it's very uniform. And there's almost like this kind of like vibe that probably it's probably a very uncomfortable vibe. But like, so I don't know that you've ever also seen Harold in a suit, but like he's definitely in a suit, and like encouraging you to shake hands with everyone. What would you be wearing in a situation like that?
I think I'm wearing like the typical thing that I wear, which is just sort of sort of that like step between blue and gray button down shirt, and then also like a pair of slacks. And I think that's mostly what I wear just in general. So I don't think I got any more dressed up than I do just coming into work.
Right.
But I also like typically dress fairly professionally.
Right. So I think like we have the whole scene of like you're just like, it's, you know, it's really obvious that you're not coordinating with them, because even like Harold's coordinating with them. And you're like you know, just like it's like when you hold like a blue and a black fabric up to each other, and you're like you can clearly tell which one's blue and which one's black, and you're just like, we have this sea of people, and like at one point, like you're seated there, and they're like talking and having this whole meeting, and at one point they just all like someone asks, and what do you think, Danny? And like we get like them all turning in unison to like look at you.
I imagine before that moment, like everyone, as Danny's sort of sitting there, everyone talking just sort of turns into the adults from Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's all, I feel like it's all very like over your head, maybe.
Yeah, and I feel like they maybe don't all turn at once, but they turn in a very, very specific pattern.
Yeah, it's like dominoes.
Yeah, not even like dominoes. Like every third and fifth person will like take a second to think about it and then turn. And then every like first and fourth person turns immediately. And the second person will write something down, all of them, and then turn. It's just it's super, super unnatural, but it doesn't look unnatural unless you're away from the table. And you probably have that shot where you're like far enough away to see it.
Yeah, no, I think it's exactly like that. That's what I get from this as well.
Yeah, so like they just turn to ask you, and like, does Danny have anything to say? Like, what's their immediate reaction?
Yeah, I mean, I think Danny's reaction to Harold has been just very non-committal for the most part. And I think if they ask Danny about the video and things like that, Danny's response is just, you know, I was there. I was just filling a gap for a friend who couldn't make it. I mean, like, I'm not opposed to coming back and working here, but I kind of want to figure out what I want while I'm at college. I don't know what I want now.
And they said, I think one of them like kind of like slaps his hand on the desk, and in that kind of like motion like that, and he's like, well, I think you might have a clearer understanding than you actually think. I don't be modest, but I think, and even if you don't, I think Wellspring here is the perfect place to nurture an active interest in those around you, and I've heard that you're very good with people. Well, we like being good with people here. We're a very friendly company. And I think like there's also like, I'm not gonna roleplay it out, but I'm sure like they misgender you. Like I'm absolutely sure that happens.
Yeah,
for sure.
There's totally one person that's just like, yes, here at Wellspring, that's exactly what we look for in all of our like customer facing corporate positions, especially at entry level. And it's like a whole spiel that like even in that spiel, whenever Danny's gender is mentioned, it's flipped. It's
yeah, I feel like
they.
From the way that you're talking too, that's like the one woman in the room that's like very manicured, and like her hair is like up, and just like everything is perfect, and you know, like it's all very, these people are like not, I think like the one that was really gung-ho is probably the one that emotes the most. Like the rest of them are almost like preternaturally like placid, and like they've all like their faces don't move, like they've all been Botoxed a lot, kind of thing. And it's probably just like a very eerie, like very oppressive environment. Like this is the establishment, and like they're not interested in Danny as a person or Danny's pronouns or like anything. It's like, what can we extract from this person, and like what purpose can they serve for us? And I think like that's how we see the darkness manifesting here, is it's not like in this overt like malicious way. It's just like, oh, we can use this person, and we can take like the youth and the energy that they have and like put it towards our cause, or like put it towards this company, and like spin it like to be like, you'll go far, you know, but by doing so, like, you know, they'll make you into a completely different person. And I think what happens too with this schedule is it like separates you from the rest of the, like, you don't run into, like, they're taking you out to lunch in like their private cafeteria, because they're not going to go to a restaurant here. Like, the restaurants here aren't good enough, but like they have their own cafeteria that they take you to, so like you don't run into anyone during like lunch breaks, which is probably not great.
Yeah, like an executive lounge type deal.
Yeah, like they probably like have like catering that they bring in or something, or they have a personal chef that it's probably a personal chef that like they pay to be there.
I was gonna say, you probably, like, while you're in that meeting and they're like, well, it looks like it's at precisely like 11:40, like 7. They'll be like, well, I think it's about time for us to wrap up this meeting, and you hear a helicopter landing nearby. They've flown in their new chef for the week.
Yeah, he just happens to be blonde, and you know, he's like, if Gordon Ramsay was like the most boring individual on the planet, like, he looks, I think, in the camera like he's played by Gordon Ramsay. But like, where Gordon Ramsay has this like this edge to him, and like this grit, and like this in your face quality, and like not taking anyone's shit, like this guy's just like whatever.
You're talking about Paul Hollywood from the Great British Bake Off.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, looks kind of like Gordon Ramsay, very pretty person, but just bland for the most part.
So I think with that, unless there's anything I'm missing. Oh yeah. So that's the scene that we get. And then so we erase stress. I actually needed to evaluate the darkness that haunts you track. I did this in the wrong order.
No.
After every mission, the darkness continues to close in on the crew regardless of the mission's outcome. The track advances by 1 segment. Yeah, so this is like essentially heat. So it advances by 1 segment, and then the darkness agenda moved forward. I don't think it really did with that one, because you managed to stop them and also save everyone and cleanse all the people. So someone fell to darkness. No one did. The crew came closer to its destiny. I think you did, by like destroying part of the company, or you know, like one of these mechanisms that the darkness was using. So that's it too. The crew can also, this fills the track. It does not. And there is some way. I know I need to get rid of the investigation track in some form. After each mission, remove half, rounding down. So you at 4, so I just get rid of 2. Just get rid of 2 marks. Okay, so I think we're good now to roll our next obligation, unless anyone has anything that they wanted to do beforehand.
No.
Sounds good.
All right. So, at the start of every downtime, each character must roll obligation. It gives you your starting stress, and we kind of like narrate that out. And that is rolled with your lowest attribute, unless your playbook says otherwise. I think
The stranger says otherwise, I think.
Yeah. When you roll obligation, always roll kudere. And make sure that your dice also reflect any additional dots that you took after the end of last session.
Cool, so I get 2 dice.
Nice.
All right, well, I'll give it a go. Let's see what happens. No extra.
Nice.
Hey.
That is not a crit, but that is so Nat is like how is your time immediately after this mission just like super relaxing, Nat, I guess is what that looks like, because it's like super not stressful.
I think it's a case of like Chad's got his hands full with something else. And perhaps it's like let's see, Chad's angle was sort of like always sort of like, trying to get the numbers but pretending to be a mate. And
oh, you know what I bet it is? I bet like Chad's off like setting, like there was some emergency in another department, and so like another segment of the IT department. So I bet he's been like super AFK and then just like left a list of tasks for you to do. And you hear like something talking about like fitness data department like having this huge crisis and needing all hands on deck. So he's a resource that's been reallocated, and like the most senior programmer, he trusts to make sure that you're taken care of. And so like, and I, there's probably not a lot for you to do actually.
Yeah, he probably gave me this list and said, oh yeah, that'll take you all week, you'll be fine. And I like smashed it out in an afternoon.
Right. So yeah, that goes super well for you. But Chad's like, I think we see like Chad like during lunch, and he's just got like he's got like a sheaf of paper, like he's got his it wouldn't be a sheaf of papers, like he's got his phone out.
Like Chad has like the phone in one hand, the like iPhone or the phone in one hand, the tablet in the other, and has to like carry the sandwich with like a drink in his shoulder, like armpit, basically.
And I think as he runs back and forth, like there's also, like a bunch of people that are like 3 people that are there with him that all have like polo shirts on, that like one of them is like super buff, so like and they're like all like freaking out and talking about like how they had some like server crash and it's just been all bad. So yeah, that's how Nat's next couple days go.
I just imagine like the super buff person is actually like just asking you some really like insightful technical questions.
Yeah, that's
and
what
then
I was,
Chad's
like,
there on his tablet going, let me just look up what that means so I can respond. And, the super buff person who's meant to be the jock is actually sort of knows what they're doing, and Chad is having to fake it.
He's like the most proficient out of all of them. So yeah, for sure. Who wanted to go next?
I got it.
Nice.
5. So I take 1 stress, right?
Yeah. So
what does happen on a crit for obligation?
I don't know if there is anything. Oh, you take an additional downtime action.
Oh shit. Nice. That's really nice.
Yeah. So
I mean, not that I could have, because I only had 1 die, but
yeah. So I think
I'm just wondering.
Yeah, it's still nice. So maybe like what the thing is here that happens is like they make this whole big to do, and like that's kind of nerve-wracking, but like for the moment it's just a lot of like you go to this like seminar and you have like a personality survey that you have to fill out, and like a whole bunch of just like boring stuff. So like it's maybe actually like easier than what you're used to doing.
Yeah, I think what I'm doing isn't the problem. I think the reason I take a little bit of stress is because like Harold is like even more just on me than normal. Like just being like I'm getting daily emails and all that other stuff from Harold being like just information on how to apply for permanent positions and like just all the like college options, and just he's really like laying it on thick, and it's just stressing me out just the littlest bit.
Yeah, and I think what's maybe also weird is like you're starting to get emails from like other departments and other people that you
Yeah.
haven't met. So like
Yeah.
you have a larger inbox than normal, and like all these people like wanting to set up appointments with you, and also like you're being, I think like in your own you're being groomed, but I think also in your own department like people had a pretty good idea of who you are. But like these people don't really care, so you get a lot of like young lady and like like this thing, or like like some odd looks too, and it's just like overall like it's like low level like peeved, but it's not like
horrendous.
yeah. And it's like I guess this isn't that bad, right? And it's kind of like a grit your teeth maybe situation.
I imagine there's a lot of them sort of like not knowing how to talk to you, but never actually just coming up and stating what are the pronouns I should use. They're just always sort of like pussyfooting around it, and sort of like because they're trying to be super careful but also super non-confrontational, they just keep on like they never really get it.
Yeah. It's like people, it's a difference between like people that respect someone's identity and gender identity like because that's something that they honestly believe, versus people that have been taught to do so in like ethics
sensitivity training.
And sensitivity training, and do so because they don't want HR complaints.
Yeah.
Like it's entirely almost like a selfish thing. Like there's no genuine, it's like just like I'm not gonna go like too deep into personal stories, but like my parents are absolutely people that will like be super nice to gay people at work, and then they come home and they just like shit on them like all the time because they know that like that's not something that you do at work, but that's not like a sincerely held belief. So I imagine it's kind of like that, or like like not directly like that, but just like there's no investment in you as a person.
Right. Yeah.
Sure.
It has nothing to do with me or my feelings or who I am. It's all about them.
Right.
If they gender me correctly, it's about them, not about me.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Because it's like the I'm gonna be your pal kind of person.
Yeah. I'm gonna make sure to like be all up on what gender you are and all this other stuff, but not because like I actually give a shit about you as a human being.
Yeah. I think like that's the kind of person that's like, I've known a lot of people like you, and trust me, I know all the ways to talk about things. And it's like this kind of like concern trolling like mentality, which is just like almost worse.
I've spent 30 minutes on Wikipedia and now I'm woke. #diversity.
Oh, God. Oh, boy. I had a whole rant this morning about, like, random articles using woke, and I'm just like, please don't. Yeah, #woke. It's bad. Don't talk like that.
Really don't.
All right, Annika, how are you doing? Let's see.
Let's see, how bad can I roll?
Okay, so that's not that bad.
Good. Yeah.
Cause you're I think your stats are pretty even anyway, aren't they?
Yeah, it's either a 1 or a 2.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. So so what does that look like? So let's see. Before things were a little stressful because you had the to wrangle the whole filming thing, but now that's over. So maybe things have like slowed. And you know what? Probably also Adil is hanging out around your cube, or like because he doesn't have anywhere to go. Because also this is really weird.
Wait. I think I know what's happening. So Adil's office was in the gym or like adjacent to the gym.
Yeah.
So it's currently either unreachable or under construction.
Yeah.
So he was just like, I'm gonna move into your office, and it's like I share this office with like 5 people, and there's interns through the like open door, and it's like, it's fine. I don't take up space. I mostly just watch videos on YouTube anyway. It's fine.
You hear like a and it's like him shaking up his protein shake.
Yeah. I also feel like Annika's arm is probably in a sling because I still have that
Oh yeah.
arm.
And so he's probably like you know, how'd that happen?
It's probably like, oh, like I was feeling some pain after like being at the gym. And
Was it like the boxing thing?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I just pushed myself way too much. It's like, and it feels like I got hit by, and I feel like there's some equivalent to John Cena and the attitude adjustment in this like world. And Annika just rattles that off. They laugh and like, I don't know. It's probably ridiculous. And everyone's just like, wow, they're like so chubby.
Yeah.
And Annika's just like, whatever. I think the one stress though does come from like trying to figure out where Danny's gone.
That's a
Because that I have, and I think the secretary for one of the higher ups is just like, so Danny was an intern under your care, and probably it's like a very talk around the issue thing. It's basically, so how do I deal with Danny? It never actually says like, what are Danny's pronouns and like what are they preferred, like it's just like, okay.
Are there any like dietary concerns that I should be worried about?
Yeah. Or wait, no, I know what it is. It's like, does she, and it's like it's typed, but you can feel the like, do I put he? And I feel like there's a couple of times where it's just,
you know what? Are there just notable absences of
yeah?
like,
there's absences of pronouns.
It's like Danny's been doing really well, and Danny
over and over again.
Yeah, like a couple attempts to start, and then like this person or yeah, just Danny's name.
This has just been such a wonderful experience with one of the interns in your care.
Yeah.
And there is a single like S in parentheses HE.
Yeah.
And it's just like, all right, listen, this is what you need to do. 1, stop this. Don't ever do this again.
God.
2, these are Danny's preferred pronouns.
Yeah.
These are like any allergies that Danny has and like dietary concerns, etc. And then there's probably a request like, hey, if you have any other questions, just hit me up by email. I'll get it like at any time, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I think that's how Annika's keeping tabs on Danny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
So it's like at a distance, but
yeah.
Yeah, I like too that I think so you know that you only actually destroyed and like obliterated one portion of the gym, but I like to think that that entire section is cordoned off for emergency maintenance.
Yeah.
But like when people walk past, like the roof is definitely like it's like there's a chunk out of the wall and it's like, oh yeah, it's asbestos, or like something, and it's like, but this is, we just built
I feel like what they say is that, oh, there was a problem with the air conditioning, but when we went to go check out the air conditioning, we realized that there were actually some heavy wiring problems, and the floor wasn't quite up to code or like to the standards that we want. Like, yeah, we're gonna have to like tear down everything, and there's definitely a wrecking ball that no one has seen move. It's just sitting there, like near where the hole is supposed to be.
It's like if you go up to it and do like a Looney Tunes, like you peel it down and you realize it's just like someone like slapped it up with like, like the way that they do like the billboards and like plastered it on the world. No, it's definitely there, but
it's
I have
actually
this, like,
there, but like it's at the wrong angle. It would never actually be able to hit where the hole is.
Yeah.
They would have had to like drag it along the ground for it to impact the right way.
Yeah.
That floor was definitely not up to code. It was not. It was not punch proof.
It's true. It wasn't punch proof.
Despite there being like rebar and you having to really work at it.
Yeah.
It was punch resistant, not punch proof.
That's the problem.
So
so now that we've done obligation, it's time to go into downtime. So I think everyone has their 2 downtime actions, so we're gonna do it the same way.
Well, I've got my 3, but
right. So I think we'll do like I'll do 1 downtime action and then do the second and then your third.
Yeah.
And you know, if anyone wants to take additional stress to perform another one. So one thing I wanted to ask, I almost want to ask Danny if you want to take yours first, because you had this long-term project that you had started, figure out why the crew is being evasive. I feel like you know that now.
Yeah, I mean, I know to an extent. Like, I know, I don't know about the like weirdness necessarily directed towards me quite as much. Like, I know that there's this other world and all this other stuff, but I don't know like what my part necessarily is. I don't think. Like, I have clues. Like, I'm on my way, but it's not necessarily done. But yeah, I will take my downtime actions first. So
yeah,
one of which is going to be working on that project, but I also want to help heal my buddy Annika.
Yeah, I wanted to ask if you like wanted to rename this, like learn more about the crew or something.
Yeah, that might work. Yeah, but let's I'll roll that one first.
Okay. I mean, it's up to you. It's whatever order. And
yeah.
Chat, I just realized I never switched us over so you could see the rolls. I apologize. But that is...
So, I think I'm going to... this is going to be an express for me. Like, I'm going to, like, take both of them aside when I can. And just be like, what the fuck was all that last night? So let's see how well that goes.
So you get out of like your weird alternate universe hellhole.
It doesn't go well.
No.
I mean, I only tick 1.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll leave that up to y'all. You get out of your weird alternate universe training hellhole where everyone's just like not respecting you and like it's really weird and bad. So
yeah,
first off, how does that feel for you? Probably not great.
No, it doesn't feel great because like, yeah, it was weird, bad, dangerous. Like, I could have died, they could have died. It's not something like confronting my mortality is not a thing that as a teen I'm actually used to.
Yeah.
I imagine it started off as like the questions about what the hell is all this bullshit, and then turned into, and work is crap at the moment.
Yeah.
And just sort of like turned into a rant about work as opposed to sort of like, I want to get to the bottom of stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I think like, as always, Nat is pretty forthcoming with stuff, and when she can, she interjects and stuff. So I'd like to do one of my stranger checks that I get on long-term projects to Danny's learn more about the crew. And then if nothing else comes up, I'll put another one on the practice room. But for now, yeah, I'd like to use one of my ticks on Danny.
Cool. So mine
move that up to 3.
Oh, right, because you have that.
Yeah, I can just do that for free because I'm always working.
Right. So bump that up to 3 ticks.
Yeah.
And I feel like Annika's just letting normally Annika wouldn't have let this explanation just happen. But it's like, I've got 1 arm, so I'd like have extra work that I'm doing outside of work because I have to slowly type one-handed.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you know what? Yeah, I'm tired of this. We're just going to tell you.
Okay. So yeah, like a little bit gets moved forward. But like I think what the I think the like low score on that is less about your willingness to tell me and more about my ability to like express the questions that I want answers to. And so I get like you guys are giving me this sort of spiel about what's going on and I'm not quite ready to hear it, and that's why it doesn't tick all the way for me.
Do you get like mad or angry or frustrated?
Yeah, I think I'm frustrated and like scared and upset, and part of it is, yeah, like Annika's arm is in a sling, and what is that about, and why, like, was there an evil John Cena in at my work? Like,
Also, you got like effectively kidnapped? Which
yeah, I
is-
got kidnapped and tied up. Like,
Yeah, you were
that's
kidnapped and no one did anything, and everyone reacted to it like, this is perfectly normal. This is
yeah,
fine.
yeah. Well, and like I failed to ever like get out as well. Like I was I could not escape on my own.
Until, yeah, your weird friend Kool-Aid Man through the wall with a big sword and then
Yeah.
beat up a couple of your captors, and yeah,
And then
stuff
the
just
other
got
one
weirder.
punched their way through the ceiling. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you also witnessed that
I
at
did.
the very
Like,
beginning.
yeah, it was a weird night, and I don't appreciate it.
I like this. I like to think that you literally say that.
Yeah, I think that's a very Danny thing to say, because yeah, it's just bizarre, and I'm just having trouble grasping the concepts of what's going on. But for my next action, like I want to try and like help out my friend Annika, help her recover.
Okay.
For that, I make a roll based on one of my actions.
Okay.
Trying to figure out what I would use to try and heal Annika.
So I think before that though, because I wanted to do like everybody do their first downtime action.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So we like let everyone have a chance to kind of like react to that.
For sure.
All right. So who wanted to take their first downtime action next?
I've got an idea for mine.
Okay.
So basically, since we haven't seen her on screen yet, I'd love for Nat to basically invite Danny and Annika to a gig with, what's her name? Izzy, yeah. Go to one of Izzy's gigs. And this is Nat sort of trying to do a recovery role for herself because she's feeling emotionally detached and freaked out about the fact that she's emotionally detached. So she wants to...
I don't think you can recover yourself.
Oh, you've got to recover someone else?
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. In that case, it's...
Double check me on that.
Yeah, you help a friend recover with downtime. Let me look at during a mission. Let me look at the downtime actions.
Yeah, downtime action. It's social link, help a friend recover, investigate the darkness, or work on a long-term project.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
okay.
so you can't recover yourself. Unfortunately.
And I can't social link because I'm a weirdo. I guess I could investigate stuff.
So, I forget what. So Annika, remind us again what all of your harms are.
Wrenched shoulder and suplexed.
Okay. Yeah, you can't really cure those at a concert. Like if it was like mental. Does anyone else have any lasting injuries from?
No.
Okay. Nat, you didn't have anything?
I've got code infected at 1 and a level 2 harm of freaked out emotional residue.
Okay, so you have harm, but you can't heal yourself.
Yeah, that's cool. In that case, I think I will do some investigating, trying to get to the bottom of some more stuff. And I think the angle I'm taking is what's up with what they're doing with Danny. Where have they taken them off to, and what are they doing? And
I like
try to get to the bottom of that.
So this is investigating the darkness, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll that.
Cool. Okay. Let's see here. And I think I'll do it as analyze. Let's see here.
I mean, I guess that's a good point. Like, I like to think that the, like, Danny's downtime, like, actually happened, like,
Last
time-wise.
night.
Like, maybe, like, the first time you see each other in, like, a couple days. And then it's like, they don't really have any time to ask questions of you, because it's like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I'm sort of like digging into sort of like the memos going back and forth, trying to figure out what people are saying about Danny at the higher levels of why they've pulled them out of where they're at and what their end goal is for Danny. I'm trying to figure out exactly. Now for this, does like risky or desperate or anything come in here, or is it just a straight roll?
It's just a straight roll.
Cool.
Because there's no consequence.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. And it's 1 die. Can I push myself on these rolls?
Yeah.
Cool. I will do that. And that's 2 stress to get an extra die.
Yes.
Cool. All right.
Nice. When you investigate the darkness, describe how you're seeking information and roll an appropriate action. So, so you do roll with an action. My bad.
So yeah, I would have rolled with analyze because I'm sort of like digging deep into the code
Okay.
and stuff like that.
All right. So did you only have? Yeah, you only have 1 dot with analyze anyway, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that works. The MC will describe what gave you this particular insight and reveal some further darkness that was previously unknown to you. So that's 2 segments, or no, 3 segments, excuse me. So that bumps you up in tier.
Nice.
On your investigation track. So you filled tier 1 and you're on to tier 2. And all right, so I think what you find out is they have this kind of like program that's, you know, like I think you find a lot of literature on like young or like rising leaders, I think is what it's called. So it's like this new thing that they're trying to institute. But as far as you can tell, Danny's the only one that's been inducted into the program. And also I think like because you got a 6, I think when you dig deeper, like you find like I think we get like, you know, like you're, you know, like eating the anime scene of like you with like a piece of toast or like a Pop-Tart or something in your mouth as you're like typing, and the, you know, you have like the glow of the screen in front of you because you're like doing it like, you know, in your off hours and stuff. And I think we see a lot of like a lot of internal emails, like you get into their internal email server, because I think at this point, like even not transcended, like you know your way around the network pretty well, and like you're starting to find like the little corners that they hide things in. And because what did you find out last time? Last time was just like in general, like the profiles that they're storing on people, and so I think like you find Danny's profile, and I think it's like, you know, like they don't act out, they're kind of like relatively placid anyway, like they're kind of just like a very like even-keeled person, or you know, like that's what I've seen like from what we've played anyway.
Yeah.
Like you get angry when you're pushed to do so, but other than that, like you're pretty, so it's like this is the perfect person to start the like capital, because like this is an anime, right? They're not even gonna try to be subtle. It's like the capital P program. It's it's like we've had some setbacks recently, but I think Danny's the perfect one to start the program, and I think we can once we get the mundane stuff like sorted out, we can start work on Danny immediately, and that kind of stuff. So like they're being funneled into this like the Rising Leaders program, but like it's also just the program.
Yeah.
And so that's, I think it talks about that they'll have like a one-on-one or in the executive suite, as well as like the alternative or no, I think that's like I think it's like the new learning facility. Or enterprise. No, I know what it is. Enterprise learning facility.
I was gonna say you could pull a total Parsons and just call it like the new school.
Yeah.
I don't know why Parsons is just called the. There's no other Parsons that I know
the new
of.
School
It's
for
just
design.
the new school.
Yeah. Maybe it is like new. No, I like enterprise learning class.
I get the feeling that the too stress that Nat gets from pushing herself is probably like she's digging deep into this and she's going, I know exactly what this is. This is what I had to go through. And she's getting flashbacks of
shit, yeah,
how she got inducted into being a minion of the darkness back in the past life. And yeah, she knows exactly where this is going.
That's awesome.
Yeah. You probably, just because I like it, you probably also get like some like, we've put in a requisition for like the uniform that will start like a regulation polo shirt and with the
faceless mask thing. And
I don't think we're at faceless mask yet, but definitely like the first part of it.
It's not a faceless mask. They're going to do like a sit down makeup session because they want to film something else, but it's going to be like these are products that'll work really well for you, and it's going to feel
like
really
a one-on-one
innocuous.
beauty consultation.
Yeah, with like a stylist and everything. They'll like do hair at whole night.
Fuck, they want to gender me.
Yeah, they want to.
Yeah, they super do.
Yeah,
you gotta fit in the nice little box.
Yes. Yeah, basically. That's what you gotta do. Maybe also like a manicure. Or like I think there's talk of like a manicure if this is gonna move forward. Like just get that girl all the works.
Yeah, there's a building. I think like the gym had like a little like recovery spa area, but now that the gym's been destroyed, they're going to expand it into a full spa area that they can now utilize for the program.
Yeah, so it's just it's bad. It's not great. So yeah, with this knowledge, you get to ask me a couple questions.
All right. Okay. Let me jump over to the stranger.
Now, are you are these coming from items so that you can't inanimate objects? You can ask anyone's questions or just your own?
Just my own, because I just did it as a straight analyze instead of an empathize, since I haven't got an analyze but not empathize yet.
Right.
Which is something I have to work on. Let's see. What might happen if I change some details and sort of try and redirect it? So I want to sort of like make a few subtle changes here or there that either sort of like correctly genders Danny and puts that information into the system so that the system's got the flexibility to sort of like instead of put Danny in the box that the system thinks it is, sort of create a slight, like it's more sort of like, yeah, it gives it a bit more freedom in that. Or even sort of like perhaps fudge some of the numbers so it the system isn't going, oh, Danny is the perfect fit. It's sort of like, perhaps there are other candidates that we should look at, or this isn't the perfect fit that we thought.
Right. I think if you do that, well, first off, even if you like redo Danny's gender and stuff in the system, like a lot of this is a fault on the place of the people and not so much on the system. Like they might have checked the wrong boxes, but fundamentally that isn't going to change how people feel about them. You know, like they've already made their preconceived notions and they relate to gender how they relate to it. So you're not going to like magically change their mind. They're going to be like, oh, you've checked other instead of female. Oh, okay, I understand now. Right?
I see. Yep. Yeah.
So, because like that's how it works. You know, people, you're not even like some people, you can argue with them until you're blue in the face and they're not going to like, it's not going to click with them. Like they're not going to understand. Additionally, like you can tweak numbers, but I think you know that like there would have to be a lot of tweaking that would be done to kind of like Danny's in it now. Like they're not really looking at numbers anymore. And even if you tweak them, like you'd have to do a complete, like they have their profiles and everything. Like if data doesn't line up, it just gets like smoothed out into the algorithm, right? And so like you can do that, but in order to make it actually look as if like to bring up some weird thing that's on their record or something like that would take a lot of work at this point.
I think what it would have to be, and maybe like in some scene like that we don't play out, Annika, when you're like saying that, yeah, I've been thinking about like making changes, blah blah blah, it's like you're in that program, you're not going to be able to get Danny out by making changes to like the math and stuff. You would have to change Danny, and that's not, I think what Annika would say is not acceptable.
Yep. Yeah.
But I would say something not that.
Yeah. It's totally sort of like the different ways that Annika and Nat would approach the problem. Of Nat's like, oh, this is a system problem, I've got to fix the system. And then you're like, it's not a system problem, it's a people problem, and you can't fix people. Yeah.
And like at this point, like they've used whatever data to kind of like make their assumptions about someone.
I think, and
maybe
maybe the thing that tells you like this isn't a path to go down is that like you're going to change like these numbers and then you find like duplicates upon duplicates on other servers.
Yeah.
Maybe like at least 2 or 3 of them are locked. And it's like, even if I change this information, it's just going to cross-reference
right over it.
Yeah.
In that case, who here is alone, as in someone who's part of the system, but they're currently not fitting in it or working correctly, and either because they're actively disruptive or because they just don't get it or they haven't been indoctrinated properly yet? Who's like an outsider within the system?
I think I have someone.
Yeah?
It's the girl that had a breakdown and couldn't be in like the video spot.
Oh,
maybe that's why she wasn't a worry. She's like, I'm not gonna say she's like gone home, but she's been given a like mandatory short vacation, like rest period. Maybe she has like a lighter workload, all these other things, and it's just stressing her out more. Because it's like, I'm supposed to be in this, I'm supposed to be doing this, why can't I be doing this? Like, is everything gonna change? Maybe she's depending on it for some reason.
I like the thing too that no, so I think what happens is you find out that George was actually supposed to be Danny, and like was supposed to be doing what Danny is doing right now. But obviously after the breakdown, like, that was not acceptable. So I think rather than, like, I think she had, like, a short vacation, but now, she's in, I don't want to say, like, re-education, because that's, like, too strong for what the setting is, right? Like, but I think she's definitely, like, if she was actually an employee, like, where I work, we call it the bench. But, like, she has, like, additional training, and she's on, like, an improvement plan. Because, like, she's here because she needs the college credit, right? But she's on an improvement plan and, like, has metrics that she has to hit, in order to actually, get that credit and, like, stay as an employee or as an intern. So I think what you find is like, there's the normal, like, profile that they keep on everyone, and then the secret profile with all the emotional data, and then, like, another set of data, and you're like, what is this? And it's, like, all these, like, personality surveys and, like, training data and, like, everything, and, like, making sure that it matches up to that mark. Because she's basically, like, on a 3-strike system right now. And she's alone because, like, she was separated from, like, what she thought she was going to do, and she's also the only person that's being put through this right now. So, you know, she was supposed to be where Danny is right now.
That's rough.
Yeah.
And I think there's one more thing. There are other people that you see completed versions of this profile for, and one of them is Big J.
You just had to get that in there, didn't you?
No, he looks like different and everything. Maybe it's like he looks closer to, like, debut John Cena, where it's just, like, the really bad hip-hop gimmick.
Yeah, we of course, like, there's an email talking about his having had an attitude adjustment.
He really turned it around.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I
okay.
like that a lot. I like to think that, yeah. I think we see Big J, and I think we also see Chad as having gone through the improvement plan.
Oh God, Chad.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Chad.
Yep.
All right.
Because I like to think, the reason I say that is because, like, to make it very clear, I like to think that this is, like, the way that, like, they force people to buy into the company. Is through this, like, totally not brainwashing situation.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's the company helping you bring out your better self.
Right, because that's what they're all about, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. Second downtime.
Oh, was Annika's first?
Annika.
Oh, right. Annika still has to go. I'm sorry. I wasn't skipping on purpose.
I think what I'm gonna do is a social link with Danny.
Cool.
Alright. Let's see. What would I do though?
We've got several nice locations in scenic Spring Valley, Arizona. We've got the Quail Ridge RV Park, the Spring Valley Bait and Tackle, the Family Dollar, the Crossroads Diner Motel and RV Park. We got a Shell, a McDonald's, a Subway, a gas station. We've got a track. There's Prescott Gateway Mall and National Forest and a Costco. Out of ways. There's tons of stuff to do.
Wait, I think I have a question. So Danny, when you were trying to, like, figure out why, like, why exactly the crew was being so weird and was just cutting you out and everything. And we had that conversation where Annika didn't really talk. Did you
Yeah.
perhaps snap at all? Like, would that be a thing that would be in character?
I don't think so, because if I remember correctly, it ended with you like leaving mid conversation.
Oh no, not the conversation. Like the one that happened this session.
Oh, for
Like
sure.
after the mission and
Yeah.
everything.
Yes, I
Okay.
totally did.
Okay, then I think Annika's going to take you to the mall.
Oh, great.
Oh, we're-
Yes, finally. Finally I'm in a game where someone goes to a mall.
yeah, and this is gonna be Annika's way of forgiving you.
Okay.
Telling you that it's fine.
Yeah.
But I think it's that the mall is having like no, the mall has a a couple of like pop-up shops that have shown up that are very, very not at all like this town.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say also maybe also like because we're in summer, like there could be a tax-free holiday.
Mm.
Yeah.
So like you don't have to pay tax and like there's a bunch of sales and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think it's that. I think it's that there's something. No, it's like the punk markets that'll show up in summer sometimes. There's one that's being held like this weekend or whatever at the mall. And it's stuff
Yeah.
you can't normally get that like it might be Danny's thing, it might not, but it's enough of Annika's thing where it's like I'm gonna take you with me.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Let's see how I do with this one die. All right, a 4.
Yeah.
So 2
That's not
social
bad.
links.
Okay. And I think it's just like after all of the conditioning that you've been through in this whole week, it's finally someone that's like, so what do you want to wear? And you've heard this in a very like bland, so what would you like to wear?
Yeah.
Tone. It's like while Annika's probably drinking like a milkshake or something.
Oh, what? Sorry, what action was that? I just want to.
Oh, forgive.
Okay.
It's just like, what do you want to do? Maybe like there's a lunch scene with a bunch of bags and like little trinkets piled on the table. Or it's like, look, I know we haven't been the most forthcoming with in waves like not the injured arm, but like the non-injured arm specifically. It's like this indicating everything. But
Yeah.
like,
I think that Annika, or I mean Danny, like almost avoids talking about it for a little while. Like is very reluctant to talk about it because they're still kind of pissed. But yeah, I think that like Danny kind of opens up and says things like, I mean, I understand why you didn't like come out and tell me about all this, like now that I've kind of cooled down about what's been going on, but I don't think that I'm like completely like just ready to understand what actually happened.
yeah, it's definitely it's a conversation where it's like we couldn't have told you because you would never believe us if we just told you.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, you get that, right? Now that
Right.
you've seen it, you understand.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I understand, but like I still I still don't understand what is actually happening and why me.
And I think Annika like opens and closes her mouth a few times. And then just like gets this really contemplative look, which is why it's like not as good of a like social link score. And it's just like, that's actually a really good, like thought-provoking question. Why is it us? Why are we here? And
Yeah.
probably it's just like, I don't know. And it's the worst possible answer that you could give, but it's
Yeah.
also the most truthful.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like going to the nihilist who's like, kind of pissed about everything and being like, yeah, I guess I understand nihilism. Like, like it's not necessarily the most comforting thing, but it is the true thing.
It's like we're all gonna die at some point, right? And it's like, well,
like, well,
you have
yeah,
a
I
point.
guess.
It's like, this is really depressing, but I see where you're coming from now.
For sure.
And I think Annika ends it with like, well, I mean, as long as you think you can maybe save the world, you probably can. It's like, it's not even, I definitely believe in you. The thing you would think, especially with a magical girl, anything would be the message. And it's like, I mean, if you think you can do it and you try at it, you can probably do it. I don't know. I can't see the future.
Like,
That's not the thing I do.
I think in terms of like anime girls, right now Danny's in a much more Madoka kind of place, whereas the rest are in the like Starlit Kingdom.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like, just what?
Yeah. Yeah. Also, like what did you all get for lunch at the mall? I'm very curious.
Oh, I think I mean, we're in Arizona, so I think there's like a really, really good like $2 taco truck outside.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and I think Annika gets just this massive fucking burrito from the taco truck, but it's just a giant burrito.
Yeah. There's maybe some of this like lack of clarity and knowledge on your place of the world is because like this burrito is just really good and really distracting.
It's really good.
Like you can't
it's got,
think
like,
too hard about it.
Steak in it, and like the perfect balance of cilantro in the rice with lime. It's really good. And I think Annika keeps saying that. It's just like, this is really, really good. I should come here more often. It's probably like, you want a bite? This is good. I'm not going to give you a bite, actually, but I'm supposed to like offer one.
I like to think that Annika says that.
Yeah, that would be a thing that you would say, yeah.
Oh, jeez. All right. So, also, like, are you Hot Topic people? Is that a thing? Would you go to the goth store?
Ooh, no. Instead of a Hot Topic, in Philly there's a store called Crash Bang Boom that from the outside looks like Hot Topic, but inside it's like, yeah, it's got the stereotypical goth clothes, but it also has this massive selection of hair dyes and makeup in tons of bright colors. And that was the first place I ever saw like, hey, I could have like bright blue or pink or purple hair. So I think that store is there. Nice. And there's just like a ton of dyes that it's just like sweeps them into a bag and it's like stocking up again. Yep.
Yeah, that checks out. All right.
Yeah.
Danny, for your second downtime action.
Yeah, so like after it's been a few days, I want to like just seeing just seeing how like Annika's arm is bothering her. I want to take her to I want to like help her get fixed up a bit. I want to take her to Sam, because I think Sam is like a
like an EMT.
Well, I mean, we're still teens, but I think she's like working at like a veterinary clinic.
Oh, good call. Yeah.
And like over the summer, because I think this is like the summer before we go off to college type thing.
Right.
And so yeah, that's where Sam has been interning, and so I'm gonna take her to Sam and like express to Sam how I need her to help my friend like get better without putting it on any books. And so I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Here we go. I think I know where this is. It's come on.
It's the same. I pick one of my actions to roll, and then
It's Paws and
based on-
Hooves Veterinary Clinic.
oh yeah. So 1 die for express, I think is what it would be.
Is there something
if I'm
that's
in-
like
Because I'm trying to like impress upon Sam the like need to do this outside the books.
right?
And that's why I think it would be express.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like your concern.
Yeah. So yeah, let's see how well you get healed up. Come on, where'd you go, input box? You like instantly went beneath like all my tabs. There we go. Okay, a 5. So you get to fill in 2 bits of your recovery.
Right, and that fills up a clock because I had it half full from before.
Right.
All right. So all your level 2s go to level 1s, right?
Yep. And all your level 1s go away.
I didn't have any. I just had level
Oh,
2.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'd like to kind of see what this scene is like because it's our first time seeing Sam.
Yeah. So I think so you described Sam before as so you walk into the Paws and Hooves Veterinary Clinic. I was trying to think of a play on Hearts and Minds, but couldn't really get there.
Yeah.
But so you walk in, and I think like Sam is, you described her before as being like having long hair, like
He's very like girl next door type.
right. So I think like, you know, like slim and muscular, and I think like I think you walk in and you see like her in the entryway or the lobby of the veterinary clinic with just this like the most adorable pit bull with like its doofy face, and like it's like licking her face all over, and it's like, yeah, Sadie, yeah, good girl, it's okay, I know, I love you too, it's okay, you're gonna go home now, you have to. And like the dog does not want to leave her, like the animals love her, and so then she has to like wipe all the dog slobber off on her sleeve, and she's like, sorry about that, how can I help? Oh, Danny,
Hi, yeah.
hi. And
I think
she gives him,
Annika is
like, a
playing with the dog now.
Yeah.
Just like, you're so
it's
cute and ugly, and it's wonderful. Look at you.
So
Yeah.
I think Sam kind of gives you like a shy smile, and she's like, have you been to visit Sam here before?
I think a few times, like I've
Yeah.
come by on my lunch break, or yeah, like a few times. It's not a super regular thing though.
Yeah. I think there's an office cat named Mittens, and it's like doing the thing cats do where it's like walking figure eights around your ankles, because it's Mittens is really excited to see you. So like there's a lot of animals. I think you hear like a pig back in the back, like because this is like, there's farm country not that far away, and like ranches.
Oh, for sure.
So you definitely hear like a pig.
Yeah.
Also, it would not be that weird for someone to have like a teacup pig or something.
Yeah.
Pet.
Yeah. I mean, I figure like this is like a full-size pig. Fun fact, pigs are actually really difficult and unusual to do vet stuff for. Like,
well, they have a lot of like human characteristics medically.
right. Yeah. I just know like all ungulates in particular, and like my ex was a veterinary assistant. So like she was like really, she did exotic animals, and like pigs becoming a bigger fad to have as pets is actually bad, because like they're more difficult to treat and you have to super specialize in them to treat them well. So but here they know how to do that, because you have to if you're anywhere near like ranches and farms.
Oh, for sure. And there's like probably a place for like surgery on horses and cows.
Yeah, I think there's like probably like a separate like building that's actually probably bigger. Like the one that's for like domestic animals, like house animals, is much smaller compared to like there's like a shed and like a full up on like horse hospital.
I feel like this pig was actually like the run of its litter, so someone sold it as a teacup pig.
Yeah.
And now this person is like trying to not deal with this fucking pig, like full-size actual pig.
Yeah, to be clear, the pig is not on screen. It is off screen, but it is loud. You can hear it.
That actually happens a lot with pigs. They're sold as like teacup pigs or miniature pigs, but they're actually just normal pigs that grow up to be very large. And a lot of people go, I can't actually have this in my backyard in town. And I went and volunteered at an animal sanctuary just the weekend gone, and they had probably 7 or 8 pigs that was the case for.
Yeah.
So maybe this pig has just been there for a while, hears you, and that's why it's making noise. Maybe it gets mentioned as like, oh, is like, I don't know, Mr. Snuffles or whatever is still here.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, I think the owner skipped town. It's not good.
Yeah. But he takes to people really well, so maybe maybe we can train him as a therapy pig. So I like the idea of Mr. Snuffles the therapy pig a lot. But yeah, so like I don't want to paint like a super Disney princess like picture, but like the animals love Sam, and I think that's like her like endearing quality is like, you know, like she's a friend to everyone and like just wants to help these animals out.
Yeah, it's less Disney princess and more like what was the kid's name from Captain Planet who had heart? Like I think it's less like because she's just so beautiful and everything. It's more because like she's got a good heart and they can tell it.
Yeah. And I think like she's got like a ponytail, like a long ponytail, and like her hair's all mussed up from where Sadie was like sniffling all over her. And I think so she looks up and so she kind of, you know, like she gives you the shy smile, and she kind of does like I think a shy wave at Annika, but Annika's like already gone to like pet the dog just like lightning fast. And so she like kind of like tries to like tuck her hair behind her ears and like straighten up a little bit, and she's like so you didn't say that you were coming by us. What's up?
Well, my friend here, this is Annika, by the way.
Hi.
Friend from work. And
I'm Danny.
No, you're Sam.
Or
I'm
Sam.
Danny.
Sam. Sorry.
I hope that actually happens.
That happened.
Yeah, that happened.
Sure. But like Danny thinks it's adorable. Like
of course.
But like yeah, I think Danny's quite awkward around Sam when it's not just the two of them.
Yeah, same for Sam. Like
yeah, I think
she's definitely
that's
like very self-conscious.
Yeah. Well, especially since like I think they both kind of have like feelings for each other, but none of them have quite ever been defined.
Right.
And so they're in that sort of just awkward position where it's like, we've never really talked about this. Like, I think if either of us started dating someone else, there would be hard feelings on both people's end, but we haven't ever talked about it either. But so,
yeah, I feel like Danny will be like, hey, do you want to do something? And it's like, yeah. And then they meet up and they just kind of do the
same thing
chill,
they've been doing
low-key
since they were
thing.
kids. Like,
yeah,
they grew up as like next door neighbors, so it's just been the same kind of deal. But
yeah. Also, like if they just like want to like do the like very like Scott Pilgrim thing of just like walking side by side and like not really talking and having like you know, like kind of just doing their own thing together. Like that's fine, but when
Especially
there's other
since-
people,
Yeah, go on.
I was gonna say like when there's other people there, it's like, oh, we have to talk and like
Yeah.
do
Like-
the thing. And
Yeah,
that's
I was just
weird.
gonna say, like, especially because like there's loads of like rangeland out there and just waste. Like, there's tons of places to just walk and be just the two of them. But yeah, so I think that Danny then approaches and says, you know, there's been an incident that I can't really talk about right now, but Annika needs some help, like treating her injury, and we can't like bring it on the books. I was wondering if you could help us out here.
Yeah, and I think she kind of like bites her lip, and I think she's like, can you come back like tonight, like when we're closing up, maybe?
Yeah, obviously.
Like, I mean, for you and your friend, like, yeah, you know.
Yeah, yes. Thank you so much. And then I think like Danny just like hugs her real quick and like pecks her on the cheek, and then like takes Annika's hand and like drags Annika out, like
I think we
waving
see,
over
like,
her shoulder.
Like, you know, Sam definitely like blushes and like is startled and doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And I think like the office receptionist is like watching all this and kind of like she's like been waiting and watching this awkward dance over like months.
Yeah.
And she's like just watching from the back, like, finally, yes.
But I
Maybe.
mean, like, I don't even think it's like that. Like,
yeah,
on the
of course.
Is so muddled because it's like, is it really something? I mean, maybe, but like, it also could just be the way that they are. Like, I think Danny and Sam also feel like, I don't know if that meant anything, or yeah, it's such high school bullshit.
Yeah, absolutely.
But also like beautiful bullshit.
Yeah, so you come back like later that night, and I think like Sam texts you and is like, come through the back entrance.
Yeah.
And so you go through like there's like a wire fence like around the back of the complex that the door is just left, like the gate's just left hanging open.
Yeah.
And this is like super not on the level. And like I think Sam's like standing out by the back door, like the exit sign and the light like illuminating everything, and kind of like the sunlight filtering down over like the ridges in the distance. And I think she's like, come on, and like just doesn't say anything as she holds the door for you and leads you back through this like labyrinthine like animal hospital, and like takes you into like a room. And you know, you have like where you would have like in a normal thing you would have like a human hospital bed, and like, you know, how it's like slightly elevated. This is just like a flat thing with like some paper over it, and there's like a sling that you would put like a turtle in, or like some other kind of like quadrupedal animal to like hold them still for like surgery. Like this is a surgery
Yeah.
like room. And so
Yeah.
she's like, there's like I think there's like a needle like with some clear fluid in it, and you know you see like horse anesthetic, or
Yeah.
you know, and all this stuff. And there's a comedy show called Broad City where they go, and she goes to get treated at an animal hospital, and I'm kind of thinking of like, well, she takes a dog there, and then she's like, well, I'm here, can you know, like, healthcare is expensive, and can you just like look at this for me? And so kind of like you're like this is a big ass needle and all this stuff, because like they don't really have So like she has like I think she brings you in and there's like this big ass needle with this clear fluid and she's like looking at it and she's like no, and she puts it into like a dog size needle and she's like okay, I can set it, but I'm gonna need to, I've diluted the local anesthetic, I think that's the right concentration, I'm still kind of new at this, I think it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, it's probably most definitely okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Annika, after like getting over the shock of how extra these two are being, because I feel like both of them are wearing all black, and probably
Yes.
Danny the entire way there is just like, please, please cover your hair. Your hair literally glows in the dark. Please.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's fine. Don't worry. Really, don't worry.
No, I don't think Sam has got all black on. I think she's wearing scrubs and she like covered her like badge and masking tape. Like that would help her be sneaky in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, if they can't see my badge, then they don't know who I am, right?
Right.
This is someone that's never like broken a law in her life, probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Not the ones that matter. Like maybe she like
Trespassing and shit, but
right, but like not anything else.
not illegal surgery.
Yeah.
I feel like Annika just like at like whatever table, or maybe there's like a little stool there, just like very gently sits Sam down on it. It's like, you'll be fine. This will be fine. I'm sure you're very good. I'm sure you're very, very good at your job. You don't have to worry about this. Just trust me, okay?
Isn't that my job? She says, like, just giving you like I don't believe you, but okay. Like, look.
Yeah, it's like, just trust me. Weirder things, stranger things have happened. I think that's what she says. Just stranger things have happened. This is probably the least weird thing that's happened, and I think that's where Annika hangs a bit, because it's like, wait, technically none of those things, like, is just going through the
Sam
logic
is just
of
like,
technically none of these
you're
things
you're
happen.
definitely
What is
like
happening?
Danny's weird friend now.
Yeah.
Like she's just
Although
like,
I'm
okay.
also pretty sure that's how Annika thinks of Sam now.
Yeah, because it's like, I've just had to calm down this person that's supposed to be treating me. What is that? Why? It's just like, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah,
I pulled a muscle, like, I pulled a muscle doing CrossFit. Don't have the greatest insurance. That's all it is.
Yeah, but I think it all goes off, pretty well. Like there's maybe like a twinge there, but it feel, and like you local anesthetic, maybe it's maybe like still really numb when she gets done, so you're like,
yeah,
it's just kind of like, well, I trust that this is gonna be okay when this wears off.
Yeah, I think part of why it works as well as it does is because like the whole like magical girls being superhuman, at least a little bit, that's part of the only reason why it worked.
Yeah. Also, like, you're able to basically coach her through like the human part of the medicine.
Yeah.
But
and I think afterwards Annika is just like, no, please don't ever do this again for at least like 5-10 years.
Isn't that
just,
you know what? Just, have, I think that's what I'm supposed to say, but I'll just have a good night and don't do this again. Don't get in trouble.
Yeah. And I think Annika's like, well,
and
I'm all done here. I know where the door out is.
Don't let Danny get in trouble.
Yeah.
And like that's like a very serious look.
Yeah, and I think Annika gives away it as like, that's your job, and hands over this like, probably had a really large like side shoulder bag, hands over to Danny like some, I don't know, it's probably like really fruity daiquiri mixed drinks.
Oh, shit.
Like a case of those from the store, and it's just like, here you go, bye.
Where did you get you, Danny?
Nope, just it is leaving out the front door.
I can't have
Just swear to
alcohol
God.
here.
Yeah. Other than
Like she just looks at you very seriously, Danny, and says, "I can't have alcohol here."
Yeah, and then Danny's like, "You mean?" And then like just points to the like big tank of rubbing alcohol that's used to sterilize.
That doesn't count. Yeah. So that's that. Fun story.
Yeah.
I actually had to sign a waiver when I was on a research campus that I would not bring alcohol or cigarettes or like drugs onto the premises.
Oh,
I also had to do that while working as a camp counselor. There was nowhere to buy alcohol nearby, by the way.
You know.
You just make your own if you're there all summer.
Do we want to take a quick break and then come back to the rest of downtime?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, because I'm kind of need a break myself. So,
Yes.
come back at like 10:18
Sounds good.
or like 18 after for those of you who are. Everyone's in a different time zone in this game, so.
Yep.
Okay. All right. We'll see you in 5.
See you soon.
I wish I could write proper lyrics so this song would have meaning. But it's okay if all else goes by. You can hear this song. I wanna know,
All right. We are back from our break for more Girl by Moonlight, which is a magical girl hack of John Harper's Blades in the Dark, done by Andrew Gillis, Actual Factual on Twitch, and Commuting Crow on Twitter. Joining me today are Mads, Adrian, and Kyle.
Hi.
And we're in the middle of downtime. We just had horse. I had to include like horse anesthetic because that's the stereotypical. Although now that I realize that whole conversation we had about pigs and how similar they are to humans, they could have definitely used like pig or bovine like.
Yeah, I thought you were
drugs.
gonna go with pig or cow, and then you did, and I was like, okay.
Maybe that was
But
all.
that also
Maybe that
fit.
was all she knew how to get. So you know.
Yeah, I feel like it fit.
It's what they had
really.
it's what they had enough in surplus that it wouldn't look
Right.
It
weird.
wouldn't get
going
noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of having like a really giant needle, like that she could try to use, and then realizes that she can't use it. But we are getting ready to do everyone's second downtime action. Hyena Spot says, "There I was in the middle of downtime." Yeah, that's a perfect. I know exactly what anime that's from. So that was Danny's second downtime action, and you took you already did your healing clock. So Nat, what are you thinking for your second downtime action?
I'm thinking I might actually work on another long-term project, but instead of it being our own exercise area, I wouldn't mind working on the long-term project of helping Danny figure out what's going on and what role they play in all of it. So learn more about the crew.
Okay. So you would just like essentially contribute your long-term project to Danny?
Yeah.
And I like that too because you already gave Danny an extra tick on their clock, right?
Well, and it's just I started the project, but that doesn't mean other people can't work on it.
Right.
Yeah, I think the only thing preventing Annika from working on it is that she very much believes you need to work on it yourself.
Right.
Like it's something you have to discover for yourself because it's like your thing.
Yeah.
And while that's what Nat should be believing because of the promise I've got, it's totally not what Nat's doing. She's like, all right, so you're asking questions about it. Let's get into this. And, it's time to roll up your sleeves and get magical.
Yeah. I will say something. I would say that unless you had a specific thing in mind for how you were gonna work on these clocks, I would say that you can make one roll to work on both Danny and your clock, since like this may or may not be the last session. Because you could work on, you have this whole thing that you've started, because talking again about your thing, like y'all both started working on the practice room together, so I could definitely see that being a thing again. And
we also turn it into like question and answers time.
Yeah, exactly. Because like there's just a lot of like clearing stuff and moving stuff around, and
for sure.
Maybe you ordered like a punching bag and you have to get that set up, and so I can see that going both ways.
I mentioned there's two things. There's like a punching bag for like the normal people punching, and then there's just this big thick sheet of like iron or something that's like a few inches thick that you punch when you're all powered up to sort of like, and it's got big dents in it and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're sort of clearing that out and sort of like doing question and answers time, and that's sort of like, just ask me stuff and I'll tell you what I know. It's a bit jumbled up because it's not 100% perfect, but I want you to be able to find out as much as you can, and like it's your path to find and follow, but we're here to help you. And it's important for us. I think it'll be important for you, and it's important for a lot of things. There's a lot of stuff that's sort of hanging in the balance. As for what action it is, probably express. I mean, I would like for it to be forgive, but it's probably not forgive.
No.
And it's definitely not conceal, and I don't think it's analyze or defy. So yeah, express.
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. Because you're
I
not.
could see it being confess as well.
Yeah.
Confess. Yeah, it could be confess. Which I also don't have a dot in, so either of those is cool.
Yeah, I mean because the thing is, like, it really was Danny forgiving you in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think express is probably the best fit here.
Yeah,
I agree.
I'll spend 2 more stress so that I can roll with 1 die instead of 2 die and take the lowest. Okay. 1 die. Ooh. Not as good as I hoped.
All right, so that's 1 segment on both then.
Yep.
So I guess, like, what happens that it doesn't quite go as smoothly as planned?
Perhaps like the building where we're doing it, there's more issues than we thought. Perhaps there's a case of like we find like a nest of something that's like a reasonably dangerous animal that we're probably going to have to relocate before we can actually use it.
Do you find a hornet's nest?
Yeah, hornet's nest I think is a good one, because like generally you don't feel bad when you have to like deal with hornets.
Yeah.
Right.
But maybe, I don't know, is Danny allergic to bees maybe, or one of you allergic to bees?
Yeah, I think I am. So it's like an actually like very dangerous thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're all pumped and you're like, oh, we're gonna get so much done, and then you walk in and like the corner that you didn't see because it was nighttime and you were using your phones as flashlights, it's very clearly got a hornet's nest, and like you hear like this ominous buzzing sound.
Yep.
And like it's super like they're there.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's a case of like, oh, we're gonna have to research how to fumigate. I will spend the extra tick on the Danny learn more about the crew.
Okay.
That I just automatically get to spend. So we do still sort of like get some questions answered, and I think move a little further towards the direction, but not as far as I wanted to.
Yeah, I will, unless I think you can use it on both. I will give you essentially 3 ticks.
Oh yeah,
because
cool.
I'm feeling generous. And also like I want to see maybe some progress happen on these. Maybe we'll see.
For sure.
So yeah, you Google how you get WikiHow, like this anime illustrated article on how to get rid of hornets.
Are we that careful, or do we just try and smoke them out?
I don't know.
I mean, it's your project. I think you get to decide.
Well, we rolled pretty bad, so I think we try and just do it ourselves, and we don't do a great job.
Oh man!
And there's a fair bit of like running away and sort of like panic checking, making sure you didn't get bitten or anything like that.
I think there's that, and then I think also like you try first to just like get it like with the stick, maybe like with the broom, and like what actually ends up happening is you can't like find, like you can't get underneath of it, so you end up like poking it, and then like they all come out, and so you get like the Benny Hill theme, like of you like running around trying not to get stung, and then like maybe you try again and you're like, okay, this time we'll try to smoke them out, and you like light a match and throw it, and then there's like gasoline in a puddle on the ground, and you're like, oh shit, and So, like, yeah, you do end up, like, it does end up burning down the hornet's nest, but it also, like, there's a scary fire there in the corner for a little bit, and maybe the punching bag gets a little bit singed. It's fine. It's probably gonna be okay.
Yeah.
I feel like while they're waiting for things to burn down, like the hornets are gone, like they managed to move the punching bag and it's like maybe smoldering just a little bit. There's a text from Annika that's just like, where did you two go? Because I feel like this would be like the end of a weekday. Annika probably like, this is her gym day. That's when she goes like to train's probably gonna have like a session with the deal that's like, so do you know a massage therapist that can help me out with my shoulder? Like it's like recovery in flavor, but not actually, not mechanically. And you just get a text that's like, what are you two doing? I haven't seen you anywhere.
And I imagine it this thing of like Danny's being like super careful and cautious about the wasps and everything like that, but Nat's just sort of like still standing kind of in the middle of them, and whether they're buzzing around and not necessarily biting her because she's a weirdo, or if like they are stinging her and she's not really noticing it because of her like detachment emotionally or whatever, and she's just sort of like standing in the middle of it and just sort of like still poking and prodding at the nest or moving stuff and trying to work and asking Danny to ask her questions, and Danny's like, nope, this situation is super weird, I don't want to be part of this. It's just like, no.
God.
Oh God.
So yeah, that went about as well as can be expected,
To be expected, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Annika, what are you actually doing? Because you can't, unfortunately, you cannot heal thyself.
Yeah.
Can heal.
But I think I was gonna
heal
say
Nat, yeah.
I could. Nat, what kind of harm are you at, and how close are you to recovering? Because the other thing I could do would be investigate the darkness.
Yeah, I've got 2 ticks on my recovery clock. I've got a level 2 freaked out from emotional residue and a level 1 code infected, which I think sort of made me a bit detached or sort of like, meant that the darkness had an in on me through some weird code that I'd absorbed.
Also, just for reference, you are now tier 2 in your investigation. I don't know even if you rolled that you would tier up again, because you'd have to like crit to get 5 segments.
You would have to crit.
Yeah.
I don't think I can crit on anything that would be investigating unless it's punching things.
I mean, technically that is a way of investigating, but I just wanted to. I didn't want you to like.
Last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You gotta go defy down doors.
Oh, jeez. No, I just wanted to make sure like you weren't wasting that action, because like I don't know that that's necessarily the best place to put things this go round.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what we're gonna do. I don't know what I would roll for it.
What are you trying to do?
It would be something to like help, I guess, emotionally balance Nat and get her feeling. I mean,
like you could just like figure out something to do training wise again.
It'd either be a case of get her emotionally involved in something one way or the other. Either like have a really heated argument with her, or
no. I think I know what I do. I think I would do the normal thing where it's just punch away your problems. But Annika knows that's not always going to be the best thing, especially with Nat. So I think there's maybe it's a deal's wife, or maybe it's just like an instructor from Wellspring, but there's like Tai Chi classes that Nat does the same thing again, and it looks, at least for a little bit, like she's just going to take you to, yet another wrestling ring somewhere tucked in this small town. But it's actually like a nice open field or like a park.
I mean, so there is like there's plenty of like just open spaces to just
Yeah.
run. There's also a track at the local high school.
Yeah.
So
I think on
Well,
the
that's the other
field
thing,
or-
yeah. Like the pool is probably out of commission because they're redoing the gym and all of that area too. So Nat can't go off
Yeah.
and do a swim by myself thing.
yeah, because I think
Yeah,
all
so-
of that was connected.
I'm trying to do the next best thing, and it's like Tai Chi. Tai Chi, like at the school track really early in the morning.
Yeah.
It's like on the field, there's still dew there. Like the instructor has everyone be barefoot for it.
Geez, I had an idea. Is it maybe like some grandmas? Like this isn't the thing that young
Oh,
people
yeah.
normally go to. Like it's like the local like knitting club has put together this Chai Chi fitness.
Yeah,
So like you have like a really tiny like wizened old woman like leading it, and then like everyone there has at least like 30 years on you.
a minimum of 30 years.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, look, Adil told me about this. It's gonna be fine. It's not weird at all. Just trust me.
I like to think that you say that like before you show up.
Yeah, like
It's like, yeah, this is on like the community, you know, like I think they probably have like flyers that they distribute like of
Yeah.
community
I
events.
think there isn't even. It's not actually on a flyer. It's definitely like posted in the library because they were required to post it in the library.
Oh yeah.
And like that's how Adil knows about it. And or maybe like the grandmother of someone that like goes to his gym a lot is the one that's leading it.
Or do you think maybe Adil's religious? Like there's some non-denominational church over there?
Maybe.
So like it
Maybe
was
that's what
posted.
it is,
I think that works. I think like it's posted like on the church bulletin board. And then he's like, this might work for you. Like awkwardly
Something-
because you broke his you know, totally like did not work out with you doing CrossFit at his place.
Yeah.
And
And I
Adil's are
think-
like, you've got some intensity that I think you need to work through. Here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like this is
calming.
another way to do it. It's just another approach to the problem. It's like there's no problem, just trust me. But also I'll come like help you rebuild everything. Don't worry about it. But I think, yeah, like maybe Annika went once and was like, this is the best thing ever. And you know who would really love this? Someone who likes quiet. Nat, let's do this.
Oh my
You just
God.
get a text. It's like, be awake at insert time. I'll
And I
bring
believe-
coffee.
I believe there's like two, like, Annika thinks Nat'll be in it because it's all about being quiet and alone or whatever, but Annika's into it because it's kind of kitschy and
Yeah. It's just really cute. There's these sweet little ladies.
One of the ladies,
And they're like,
one of the old ladies definitely has like purple hair.
yeah.
And like,
And, like-
she's taken Annika under her wing.
And they like knit stuff and it's great. And they're wonderful. And I think for Annika, it's like, this is what I'm working to save
Yeah.
this town for.
Yeah.
But also it's quiet, so Nat will like it.
what's a good name for this old lady with purple hair? I think
I like Edna.
I was gonna say Millicent.
Ooh, that's good too.
yeah, that's good.
What's the girl twin from Rugrats?
Lil?
Lillian.
Lil.
think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
Phil and Lil.
I feel like their mom had a really cool name, but
I have no
it's
idea.
like
Oh, I
ended in a
used to
Z.
know.
What?
I used to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason I thought they had like a really cool like women's name that ended in a Z. Oh well, I'm not gonna.
Her name's just Betty. Their last name is DeVille, though.
Yeah, there's.
Yeah.
Let's just say Liz.
Oh, you're thinking of Chucky's dad, who's Chaz.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Chaz and Dee Dee. Oh, Chaz, and then there's Dee Dee and Stu Pickles.
Yeah.
So let's call her.
And Drew.
Yeah, let's call her Liz. I was gonna do like a cooler old lady name, but nothing is coming to mind.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
she's like a spinster, so she goes by like Ms. Liz.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Like she's I think she's a teacher, or maybe not a teacher.
Maybe like a retired teacher.
Yeah.
Or
she
maybe she still does classes, but
Yeah, she
isn't
does-
working for the school district.
I think she does. Yeah, I think she does like summer camp at the
Yeah.
library. No, she's definitely a librarian.
Yeah,
So
and
she does,
she's like the one in charge of like the summer reading program and all that.
yeah, summer
Like she's
reading.
for sure the children's librarian.
Yeah. She's a cool old lady.
Yeah, she's a badass.
Yeah.
Liz is the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love her already. So she's Annika's friend. And so you you roll up to this high school track, and like all these like aging moms and old women, and like people, all these women of like various ages, like all like go Annika and like wave, and it's just like, oh,
and
you
Annika-
found all of Annika's friends. They're these people. They're these women who are amazing, but also like not
Not what you would
traditional
expect.
friends. Yeah.
Yeah. And Annika like waves back and holds up a box of donuts and then like an extra case because one of them probably has like a gluten allergy or something.
Yeah. So
And they all cheer and it's great.
yeah,
It's a really, really sweet moment.
you get a couple women that are like cutting the donut in half, but they're like secretly really glad that Annika brought them, because now they don't have to feel like
Yeah.
judged or anything. But
Yeah,
of course
and
that
Annika-
has to happen like after the Tai Chi, because you don't
Yeah. And Annika totally also brings Ziploc bags, and like the ones that cut in half just get like a Ziploc bag
Oh my
pushed
god.
over to them so they can
What?
take it home for later.
Did you also bring sippy cups for the coffee, or like tops for the coffee cups? So that
Well, yeah, actually, when you get those coffees, because I used to work at a Panera,
they do
you're
give you
legally required
yeah.
because of the temperature of the coffee when you serve it.
Oh jeez. Yeah, so you're just like kitted out like
Yeah.
instead of like kindergarten cop with like the utility belt full of like kids stuff, you have like just every coffee and donut implement known to man.
Yeah.
And a few that like no one's ever heard of. And this is
Or no, there's just like instead of that, it's just like really ridiculous like syrups and creamers. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
this looks great and it's gonna make this sweet and delicious and
jeez.
perfect.
so yeah, you do your Tai Chi, and like Annika's like super pumped. And I like
How's Nat feeling though?
Very good question. I think she's probably kind of overwhelmed because there's just like so many people and they all sort of like have stuff going on and they're all talking to Annika, and Nat's just sort of like probably standing there with like one of those cardboard trays that's got like 6 or so coffee cups in it, just sort of going, what the, as
Yeah.
people are grabbing coffees and just like chatting and talking. And I think, yeah, depending on how well the role goes is sort of like how well Nat sort of fits into it.
yeah, I think there's probably like 15 or 20 people there. So like not a lot, but enough to make it feel overwhelming when like everyone else knows each other and even Annika. But you don't know anyone else that's there.
Yeah. Depending on the role, she's either going to go, okay, cool, I'm part of this group, or I'm still the stranger.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I'm gonna be doing this with Express.
Yeah, it feels about right.
Yeah. And I will totally push myself to roll 2 die instead.
Cool.
All right, let's go. Oh, wait. Now let's go.
Oh, that went
Alright.
pretty well. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's
That's
3 social links, or no?
This is
recovery.
Oh, right,
Recovery.
recovery. So 2
So it would be-
segments of the recovery clock.
Cool,
Okay.
which fills it up. So I clear that and I move everything down 1, don't I?
Yes.
Yes.
Nice. All right. Okay. Lovely. All
So
righty.
maybe like it takes you some time to kind of like warm up to everyone, but like as you start to like go through the stretches, like once everyone kind of like settles down and goes to back to doing their own thing and kind of like meditating on the stretches, maybe it's a little like it's just moving your body. It's like probably something you can ease yourself into, maybe.
Mm. And I think like probably part of Nat's training back in the other world was like a lot of slow movements with that gigantic bloody sword that she's got, which, you know, sort of like built a lot of that core strength. So she's actually not too bad at it to
Right.
start off with. And yeah, she just gets into the flow of it and stuff.
And like there's probably like, I think also like a lot of these people have been moms, and I think like afterwards when you like, I have this image in my head of Nat like sheepishly like or not like sheepishly, but kind of like holding her coffee like up close and like kind of sipping on it and like looking over it and like not really knowing what to do afterwards. And I think like a lot of these people are moms, so they probably like have this sixth sense for, you know, like their moms or grandmas, so they have like this sixth sense for like you being kind of out of your element. So there's probably like one that's kind of quiet that just stands near you, and like I think it's actually probably, I like the idea of it just being Liz. So Liz like walks up to you and cuz like you grew up here, right? Like all of you.
Yeah.
Or no. Did you or did you not? Cuz you could have just come here to work at Wellspring too. I'm not sure.
Well, that's true, yeah. And Nat being the stranger, perhaps she is also a stranger to the town.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, that makes sense.
So I think she's just kind of like says, you know, we I'm glad you came out to see us today. Did you enjoy it? I just started a couple weeks ago, but helps to limber up the old joints, you know?
And Nat's like, yes, it was very peaceful. I did enjoy it, actually. Thank you. I'm feeling refreshed. And like she smiles, and it's probably like the first genuine smile she's been able to do since the big battle in the gym.
Yeah.
And all that stuff that went down.
So I think Liz like smiles back and she's like, good. You know, you I'm trying to decide like how I think she goes, do you do anything else? I know Annika's into all the sports, but was wondering, you know, if you did any, if that's how you met each other, or
We work together, and like on my own time, I do a lot of like just swimming, doing laps in the pool.
Yeah, I heard that pool kind of fell apart. You know, there's a open water swim cup in like a week's time. I don't know if that's your thing, but they do it down where the creek, Big Bug Creek, like widens out down south. Might be something you'd be into. I don't know.
And yeah, Nat's like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. Thanks. I'll have to check it out. And I think, yeah, she genuinely intends to check it out.
Yeah.
If, you know, saving the world doesn't get in the way.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think that went pretty well.
Yeah, I think so.
So, Danny, did you want to take your third downtime action?
Yeah. Let's see. I think I want to grab some social links for our stranger here.
Cool. I'm
So I
into
think
that.
I'm debating on whether to do social links or learn about the crew. I
We
think
are
so.
very close to filling that up.
This is true, but also you should have some social links just in case.
Hmm.
Although I can spend any of my social links on anybody, I believe.
Is it a
It's
case of you immediately go into a mission after you finish one cycle of obligation and downtime, or can you obligation and downtime a couple of times before you go into a mission?
We're supposed to go into a mission.
I think it's straight
Yeah.
into a mission. It's
Yeah,
like
it's supposed to go into a mission.
Mission, fallout, obligation, downtime, mission, fallout, obligation, downtime.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna help you out and give you some social links. So I think I'm going to,
Because the only way you clear stress other than like spending social links is to end a mission. So you'd be going in with a lot of stress potentially.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so let's grab you some social links. I'm going to like express to you. I want to like chat with you about it would make more sense if I was chatting with Annika to chat with you about Sam. So I think I'm gonna chat with you just about like what happened. I want to ask you more questions about what was going on in the gym and like where you got your giant sword and shit like that. So I think I'm going to express and I'm gonna push myself for an extra die. I think we're doing this at the diner.
Yeah, yeah.
So let me grab this for you. So 1 second here. Sorry, I'm getting some lag.
No worries.
There we go.
Nice.
Nice.
Is that 2 links?
Yes, that is
Yeah.
2 links with me. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Cool. And yeah, I think Nat sort of really opens up at the chance to sort of talk to you more about it, because the previous time when we tried talking about it was Nat sort of going, all right, ask me questions. Oh, wait, there's wasps.
Yeah.
So this time, yeah, Nat's actually able to sort of get down into it, and not just the sort of like the nuts and bolts of what happened and how it happened, but sort of like yeah, how it made her feel. And she probably talks a little bit about how she's carrying a lot of baggage and expectations from before, and is saying and is definitely insinuating that Danny was involved in what came before, and then Nat's carrying a lot of that baggage, but that's not on Danny. And sort of like being able to open up and actually get that off her chest makes her sort of gives her some relief. And she's actually sort of, yeah, putting into words out loud something that she's been trying to carry around, sort of, and even saying to Danny, sort of like, you were someone important to Annika and I, and to a lot of people. And I think you're going to be important now, but who you were doesn't necessarily have to be who you are now. It's up to you to define who you're going to be.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
And then they have some tasty food at the diner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
for sure.
it a breakfast time or a lunch lunchtime or a dinner time diner.
I mean, I think it's a like late evening, but
Yeah.
I think we still have like bacon and eggs,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all day breakfast.
Yeah, of
or at
course.
least
It's
it is
always
for me
breakfast,
because it's my mom runs the place.
Yeah.
Whatever I want.
Yeah. No, it's definitely all day breakfast. You gotta
For
have
sure.
if you have a diner, if you have like a shitty I wouldn't even say shitty. It's probably decent.
A grease spoon.
Yeah, if you have a
Greasy
greasy
spoon,
spoon,
yeah.
you gotta have all day breakfast. Like it's essential.
Yeah,
Um,
there
and
were
I think-
definitely. I was gonna say there were definitely some hipster ones in Chicago that didn't, and they did not last.
yeah.
And I think there's a place that's sprang up after Wellspring that tried to do like the healthy vegan version of this diner, and
And it's
the
just
only thing was it failed and it's already gone.
No, I think what we established is there is like a healthy vegan diner or like breakfast joint, and that's where everyone goes. Like that's why the diner is kind of
Yeah.
like a forgotten place. And I didn't
There's
actually
a breakfast place, but there's also like a vegan place that tried to be like the healthy alternative to this diner specifically.
right.
And the only thing that they changed, aside from making everything vegan, was not having all day breakfast. I think that place failed, and then like the
Yeah.
one that actually worked is just breakfast all the time. Maybe because they can't mess it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
like-
place has an actual name, but just so I remember it's there, I'm gonna call it Hipster Breakfast. So yeah. So that's
And
all.
yeah, I
of
think
our-
the scene ends with Nat and Danny sort of having quiet small talk, and Nat's just like dipping fingers of toast into like the runny yolk of a fried egg.
Mhm. Nice.
Yeah.
Good call. Did anyone else want to take an additional downtime action? Because you can take additional by letting the darkness advance their clock, essentially.
I'm good, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
All right. So if you go back.
Actually, I would like to give if everyone else is cool, I think it'd be good for our outsider to also have some social links. So I would let it advance to have a get a social link scene with Annika.
Okay, go ahead and roll. If you're gonna do that, then you would just roll 1 die because the darkness is at tier 1.
Okay. Isn't it at tier 2 now?
No, you all are at tier 2.
Oh, that's
the-
right.
The darkness is at. So on a 1 through 3, the track advances 2 segments, so it's still at tier 1.
Right.
Because that's the 3 that you just rolled. So that's actually that's actually not that bad.
Yeah.
So
So let's give you.
So how does that how are you social linking?
I think I want to meet up somewhere that's not at the diner for coffee to talk about Sam
Yeah.
and how confusing this whole thing is for me, because like Annika's my friend, but she's also more of an adult, and like I don't know what's going on, and like it's weird, and I want some help and perspective that's not just my own on what's going on, since Annika's now met Sam. And so I'm gonna express to her what my feelings and see what Annika has to say about him. So 1 second.
Is this like I have an idea of like maybe this is like Annika picks you up to go to work one day and she realizes she has to get gas like halfway there.
Okay, I think I was gonna wait for the roll, but I think I have something else.
Okay.
Well, the roll has happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Ooh,
a
that's
6.
nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think instead of like, oh man, I'm on the way to work, it's gonna be Annika's like, maybe you ask for a ride for the following day, and Annika's like, look, I'm gonna pick you up now. and we'll both go in the morning because that's the easiest thing.
Yeah.
And in the morning, you find out that Annika is a massive coffee snob and has this like, probably in this like tiny studio apartment, has this like kind of massive, not espresso machine, but like the distilled drip pour.
Yeah. The like beakers and vials and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, and is trying to like figure out the perfect balance for like a good cup of coffee.
And if her job gave her more fun, she'd probably like be roasting her own beans and shit.
Yeah,
Ah,
Yeah.
jeez.
it's totally what it is. But it's not in the like hipster small like bean roasting thing. It's like this is one of the things that I'm incredibly passionate about.
If you did have
Yeah.
a vice, it would be this, and it would just be like
Yeah.
continuously tweaking your setup until you get like the perfect cup of coffee.
Yeah. And
I love it.
it's just like, maybe if I use like this ratio of like tap water with distilled water and also like fresh boiled water, it'll give me the perfect like taste with this particular coffee bean blend and like grind. It's like where Nat would be like really, I don't want to say obsessive, but like, or compulsive. It's like very focused on code. This is Annika's code.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Annika's a coffee nerd.
Yeah,
Yeah, snob is not the right word.
nerd is definitely the right word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, it smells amazing while it's brewing, but it's also just this obscene setup, and like
Yeah.
different kinds of kettles are like all over
Like
the
it looks-
stove, and it's a mess.
Yeah, it looks like a chem lab.
Yeah. And Annika's just like, all right, try this small cup and this small cup and tell me which one is better. And it's like it's inching towards when it's definitely the smart time to leave, and then that passes.
Yeah.
But it's very focused on the coffee. It's great.
Yeah, I think like Danny's like, okay, Walter White.
And it's just like, Walter. And I think there's this very like semi-angry, it's like Walter White is the epitome of white fucking privilege. And if you ever compare me, it's just like, I will beat you into the ground. If you compare me to him, compare me and my coffee to him ever again. And it's like, I don't even know who it would be. It's like, if I were anyone, obviously, I would be like this character.
Oh
It
man,
doesn't
is
really
that
make sense.
is that how you all bond? Is like by talking about like TV shows? Like that is
Oh,
something.
for sure.
While
Yeah,
making
drink-
coffee.
Yeah. So what kind of shows, what kind of TV is Annika into actually?
Oh. Well, I know she really likes cute things, so I think there's definitely like some semi-romantic sitcoms in there. Not like the I don't know.
What would be really
What
meta
would
is
be-
if we find out that she actually likes Sailor Moon.
No, she likes the really obscure Precure like series. Precure is if Sailor Moon is supposed to be lighthearted, Precure is even more lighthearted than Sailor Moon.
Oh my god.
Like if you look it up, it's really amazing and like cute and sweet. But also they're still decidedly fighting. But yeah,
So basically it just turns out that Annika's actually a nerd.
yeah. But doesn't like show it very often.
Yeah.
And yeah, semi-romantic sitcoms like Monday Night Raw, because you did not see this past Monday Night Raw where they actually had the line of "Welcome to Loneliness," or wait, no, it was "Welcome to Being Alone." That was an actual line uttered by Dean Ambrose to Seth Rollins.
Oh my god.
While
This...
Seth Rollins was shirtless.
Sorry, I'm just looking at this Precure art and it looks like Lisa Frank anime edition. It's really
Yeah.
good actually.
Yeah.
So that's a thing.
Yeah.
Hyenas. So what TV does Danny actually like?
I think Danny likes I think Danny's a big like Aaron Sorkin fan, but not the West Wing or Newsroom. It's like all Sports Night and like Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip and like all the like not nearly as successful Aaron Sorkin stuff.
Right. Like all the old like critically acclaimed dramas that like didn't have enough like viewership.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, or just he didn't have time to do like Sports Night and the West Wing, and like Danny's pissed that he went for West Wing instead.
Nice. So then you like you start with Breaking Bad, and then you go into like your different like out there interests, and then I like to think that like you meet in the middle on like something that you actually like both watched.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think that Danny's also like into romantic comedies as well.
I don't know what the one would be though. Like what sitcom would fit, or rom-com would fit?
I mean, Jane the Virgin comes to mind, but I don't know.
Yeah, maybe Jane the
Yeah.
Virgin. Yeah.
Like,
I haven't
I'm
seen
also
it,
trying
so I'm
to
just gonna-
remember that Danny's 18 because I was like, oh, maybe like Ally McBeal and like.
But I mean, like Netflix exists, so maybe.
yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I
know-
already said she's a like Sports Night fan.
yeah. I
Yeah.
know like teens are into watching Friends again, apparently.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's become really
Ugh.
big.
Yeah,
Gross.
to the point where Jay-Z got together with Tidal and they had the cast of Moonlight redo the Friends entrance, but entirely with a black cast.
Oh my
It's
god.
like, this is cool, but the show existed as living it was this whole thing on Black Twitter. It was kind of great.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I have umbrage with Friends.
Yeah.
I never found Friends interesting.
Me neither.
No.
Well, and also, can we talk about how like these are young people in New York who never mention 9/11 when they live in the early 2000s?
Oh, yeah.
Like they never
Yeah.
discuss that 9/11 happened and they live in New York. It's like how?
I never realized that. That's
Oh my
really
God.
awkward.
Yeah. Well, like I've watched like one episode of Ally McBeal and I was so turned off by it that I was like, people actually watch this? Like I respect that it's of its time, but I found it
Oh, for sure.
absolutely like I could not watch this.
Oh wait, no. I know the show that they both bond over.
Vampire
It's like
Diaries?
no. I was gonna say it's like Early Angel.
Oh, yes.
Oh my
Fuck
God.
yeah. Yes.
Early Angel is really good though.
Early Angel
Yeah.
and Veronica Mars. Like,
Yes.
Oh yeah.
ugh.
Because it's that perfect mix of like heavy drama and like some
Like-
parallels with like life and also like romance and comedy.
And also
like,
the thing that you're actually doing.
Yeah.
My
Yeah, that's really good.
stepdaughter on Netflix has watched through all of Gilmore Girls twice. Full House, both the original series and
Oh,
the
yeah,
new
that's
series
another
3
one.
times each. And she's currently working her way slowly through Party of 5. Oh, also Fresh Prince. She watched all of Fresh Prince.
oh good.
And
Good.
Degrassi is like big again,
Yep.
Oh yeah.
which is funny because like
Just-
I never got to watch Degrassi because I didn't have cable.
Yeah, I didn't either. I only knew it because of Degrassi the first time got big again because of Drake. Because someone
Oh,
finally recognized him and then
perfect,
the internet was just like, oh my gosh, this is Drake, by the way.
perfect. Okay, so unless anyone wants to risk the darkness advancing again, I think we're done with downtime.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone's got some social links to work with. I think we're
Yeah.
good.
So so to look at, if you go back to the start sheet with all the crew information on it. So now that you're tier 2, because I'm not actually sure if I'm gonna assume that it's tier 2 because like if you fill the clock, that's the way it works in Blades. Like if you fill it, you're at the next tier. So at tier 2, you have additional options for missions. So you can cleanse a personal location or face a creature of darkness. And you can also seek answers in a strange place or reclaim an object of power.
Both of those new ones sound really interesting to me.
Same here. Also, doing
play-
something new sounds like a good use of playtesting.
Yeah.
Which one? Reclaim an object of power?
Yeah, I like reclaim an object of power.
Especially if it's tied to Danny's past self.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
that would be
that's
very
what I was gonna
interesting.
say.
Yeah. Because that's what I was thinking actually, was having it be tied to one of you. So let's see. Let's look at engagement roll. So I think so we cut back to y'all being at the hideout, and I think Danny, you have a dream about finding because what's your source of your powers? It's just parallel timeline.
Yeah.
So I think you have a dream that like you buried something underground that like you're not really sure what it is or what it does, but like you have the sense that like it's really important. But where that actually is I think it's like at the like there's kind of like some forest outside the grounds of the Wellspring campus. Or you know what? No, I know what it is. It is like a fenced off area in your dream, like fenced off with like barbed wire and everything. But then when you like if you go there, like after your dream, it's like a construction site for Wellspring. Like they don't have action construction there, but they've got like a billboard plastered up. It's gonna be employee housing. Like a new community, like live, learn, dine. And you're left with like this vague sense that like there's something important there, but like you can't remember what it is. And also like where's this dream even coming from?
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
don't know.
does Danny bring the like dream to us now that we've sort of like been saying all this weird
for
stuff?
For sure I do.
Like you have this like it's very vivid, like like this very vivid sense of it having been like you needing something like in this being like your last chance or something, and so like you go to dig it up and it's there, but like it's the weird thing where like you have all the emotions from the dream, but you don't have like a picture of what it actually looks like or anything that comes after.
I imagine it's like the suitcase in Pulp Fiction where we see the light and everything like
Yeah,
that, and
yeah.
we see everyone's reaction to it, but we don't actually get to see what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. So Yeah, do we formulate a plan, or are we just going to go in hot?
I think we at least start to form a plan, or form like an angle of attack at the very least. Because like if this is housing, but they haven't really started construction, it's like okay, maybe one of the things Annika does is like check schedules to see if like a maintenance team or survey team is survey team is supposed to like go out and look at the site, evaluate it, make sure like you can build this here and this here.
Yeah. I think you can see like a backhoe, but like just to give, because I can't imagine that like I think like you've walked past this place. Like you can see a backhoe and you can see like fencing, like tall Hercules fence with like it's got that paper around it, or the not paper, but you know how when they're built when places get ready to build somewhere and they've got like plastered underneath the fence so you can't see what's past the fence, but like all their like marketing bullet points and like key art and like coming like fall 20XX, like live, learn, dine, like with Wellspring and luxury apartments and employee accommodations, and you know like it has a list of all the stuff, and but you can't like see past it.
I think when we show up there, Nat's got a spray can, and she changed the dine to die. Live, learn, die.
Wow, what
Good
a rebel!
job.
Yeah,
I think
like
Anna
here-ish.
actually says, "Wow, that's just so edgy." Good job. But maybe there's like a company video, not one that was widely released, or maybe that's on like a YouTube channel that no one ever actually looks
it's
at.
like unlisted because it was in an internal email.
Yeah. And it's just like, this is our...
The social media person's just not doing their job at all. They've got no idea.
I think they are doing their job. Like, this was how this was supposed to go out. It just didn't get that many views. Like, no one really cared about it.
Yep.
Or I guess no one really thought about it is more the point. And it's like their foundation laying ceremony. Like, they pour the concrete, take pictures, blah, blah, blah. Or maybe they're groundbreaking. I don't know what it would
they've
be.
got like the golden shovel or whatever it is that they moved the first shovel full of dirt with.
Yeah. So I guess I guess the detail of the plan would be like how you're actually getting in. Or, you know, anything, because like other than it's this place, you don't really know that much about like what's actually past the fencing right now.
Would there be any way for me to figure that out, or any of us to figure that out?
Let me make sure I'm like doing this right, because like I know how it would go in Blades, so I'm kind of like using that as like you can do flashbacks, or like I think because like you can also do normal actions as part of downtime, so I would let you do like a fortune roll essentially to figure out more information about this place, and like maybe that would give your detail.
So do we start with the engagement roll then?
Oh, yeah. I guess you could just do engagement roll. And then you can figure out your detail after the fact.
Oh, yeah, because the engagement roll in Girl by Moonlight, now that I'm looking at
like,
it,
does all of that for you. I'm thinking too, like stock Blades. I'm like, you gotta do your survey and
yeah, like it cuts down the engagement roll even more.
Yeah. So okay, so let's figure out your dice. So you get 1 die for hope.
Yep.
Well, and I think like I imagine you being like the teens and like early young adults that you are. Like if you go and like peek over the fence a little bit, like there's some security guards. There's definitely, like, for what it is, like there's more activity and security around it than like there should be. You also see some like weird buildings. And I think actually because like we did all this, I think Danny, like you definitely got like a pamphlet on this, and like they're starting to build like classrooms there. And like one of your once it's done in like 2 weeks, like you're gonna be taken over there. Let's just say that because I think it dovetails rather nicely. So because that gives me a little bit more context too for this role. So you get 1 die for hope. Is the mission particularly heroic or noble?
I'd say
I
probably
think
not.
Yeah.
actually, I think with the detail that you just gave, where it's like Danny's going to like be taken there, ...
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Then
yeah,
Annika, at very least, would assume obviously everyone that's currently in the program and at least at the same stage or higher is also going to be taken there. And that can't happen. You can't, like, if they go, maybe they'll be lost to the darkness forever. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're setting up an indoctrination center.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want it to dovetail nicely because like I mean, I guess you could just go like dig this up in the dirt, but I want it to have like, why is this dangerous and why does this have meaning kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like having things, because we had a lot of confluence last session, so I want to do that for the last mission, and I want to do that here as well. So yeah, so that's at 2 dice. Does the mission's goal or methods reflect the darkness inside our characters? I don't think necessarily.
I mean, we could all look at our eclipse. It's
No more wasting time.
it might
with
actually
friends.
it might actually play into mine.
What's yours?
One particular point with eclipse is you have to banish the darkness from the world now alone before others are tainted like you.
Oh, geez.
And
All
that's
All right, so that's back at 1 die then. It sounds like.
whoops.
Is the mission following through on details from the crew's investigation? Not really.
Not unless we tie it into the sort of like Danny's in the program indoctrination thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you found anything in your research about this though, Nat.
No.
Yeah.
Definitely not about this particular facility or
Yeah.
about like an object of power being here.
Yeah, I don't think you have any. Yeah. Is the darkness well defended here, particularly strong against this? Take -1 die. I think yes. So that's at 0 dice. Does this mission center around one of your friends? No. Are your rivals?
I thought it did, didn't it?
Oh
no!
I think it means
friends.
friends as in
Yeah.
NPC
not
friends.
me.
Yeah.
not,
Are we not
Yeah.
friends?
Yeah, I think that could be a thing that could do with clarifying. Just make it the uppercase friends instead of lowercase
Yeah.
friends.
Are your rivals or enemies working against you? I don't think particularly much here, no. Are there any other elements you want to consider due to circumstances or events in your world? At the NC's discretion, these factors might improve or impede your engagement roll. I would put you back up to 1 dice just because an engagement roll with 0 dice isn't great, and I feel like your characters might not know, but there might be memories of this place that you don't have in your like mundane version of yourself that would give you an additional die for like flashbacks or whatever that might happen. So that puts you back up to 1 die. So whoever wants to roll that.
Danny, do you want to roll it? It's a mission
Sure.
focusing on you.
Danny's been rolling really well, so
This is
Also
also
that, yeah.
yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get pumped. Hooah.
I believe in
One
you.
die. No extras.
Ooh.
No.
All right, so a 2 on engagement means bad
I think
results.
it's the second. Or no, it's actually the worst position.
Yeah.
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 Again.
You're in a desperate position when the action starts. The darkness is moved against you. It's a trap, ambush, or counterattack. So that's
Great.
not great.
Trap sounds perfect though.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think so I know Adrian has to wrap up soon.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say, like, so we'll do maybe like the start of a mission, or like the very first scene. So I think you come in and you're like lifting each other over the like Hercules fence, or like figure out a way over it, right? I like the idea of like Nat running up and like pole vaulting herself over with the sword.
Yep. I actually like the idea of getting it super hot straight off with that roll of like, Nat jumps in and all of a sudden there's just like 3 floodlights that just turn on her immediately and she's just caught dead to rights.
I think so. And I think let's say I need to give him a name, but I think there's like, we see like actual, like, they're not armed as in like assault rifles over their chests, but they've got like pistols and like a taser. So there's a crew of like 3 like armed guards, with like all clustered around one of the suits that we saw earlier. So let's say he's the vice president of corporate development, because that's like suitably, let's call him Gene. I almost said like Gene Hackman, and I'm like, no, that's a person. That's a real life person. I can't keep doing this.
Oh no, I was thinking Gene Parmesan. But yeah,
That's
Gene Hackman's
worse.
a real person. Gene Parmesan is not a real person, but is great.
I was gonna say maybe like
Let's call him
Aaron.
Eugene, actually. Or what?
I was gonna say like Aaron Sorensen,
Yeah,
but that's very close to Andy Sorkin.
Yeah.
Aaron Sorkin? Yeah.
Aaron Sorkin, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember how patronymics work. Because I know like Dautier is like,
It's Dotter.
yeah, but like for a
Doctor
guy,
and,
It would not
it's Son,
be for a
I
guy.
think.
okay,
It's Son. Yeah, it's for sure Son.
okay. I feel like, is Eugene Grimson? Is that 2 on the nose?
Nope, that's great.
No,
Okay.
that's great and awesome.
All right, I think his name is Eugene. Oh god, then he has an alliterative name too. It's Eugene Gene Grimson. So he's there, and like it's like, I feel like it's like 9 p.m. But he's there in like a suit, and they're like, they had been looking at one of these like buildings that had like these half finished buildings, and there's like a tent next to it, right, with like some technology in it.
Oh, I feel it's very like the first Thor movie.
Yes, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah. So, and then you spring in here and like you do this like really cool like cat landing, and then you realize that like you've landed on this cement pad. Like, not only are you in spotlights, but like you're on cement, so it's like literally like as bright as you could possibly be, and like you land right behind these people, and like they turn around, and then we're like, I think we see like Annika and maybe even Danny like spring in like afterwards.
I feel like Annika is like piggyback carrying Danny,
Yeah.
and was just about to like, probably from like a nearby dilapidated building that they're gonna eventually tear down for parking.
Or would you wait to like see that the way is
Yeah.
clear? So like you're looking through the fence, and maybe we get a scene of like Annika's not saying anything, and Danny's like, what's going on, and you see like, you like peel back, you're able to like get a glance through like a gap in the fence, and you see you see Nat just like put your hands where I can see them, like with the security guards with the tasers out.
Yeah, and Annika's just like trying to shush Danny because Annika can't pole vault this fucking fence. It would be punch through it or not get through it.
Right.
And then I feel like GM very slow does the slow, sinister, like evil villain turnaround.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's even more ominous and just like, God, Danny, shut up.
Yeah, and I think he does the slow villain turnaround, and like his eyes are like, they look like the elusive man from Mass Effect 2. They're like doing that weird blue glow.
Cool. Martin Sheen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. That's who plays this guy.
Our West Wing connection is growing stronger.
So I think that's it for the action. So time to do you want to do crew XP first?
Yeah.
Okay. So, at the end of session, oh right, I don't think you ever did anything with your crew XP last time, or did you choose a second?
No, we didn't.
We
yeah,
didn't.
this would be a perfect time to do that.
Yeah, our crew leveled up.
Yeah.
FYI.
Yep, I even have a note for it. Correct advances +1.
I was like, I asked you all about your advances. I didn't ask about crew.
Yeah.
So you can choose another crew ability from either the mundane or transcendence. Excuse me. So one that might be interesting for you is Never Alone.
I like Never Alone.
Especially because...
Except for then I can never get XP from my thing.
Oh,
yeah.
wait, is that a thing? Oh, right.
My
Yeah, you have to be
special
alone.
ability, I have to be alone.
Okay. Yeah.
If we're about to go on a mission, and if we do get another session,
I mean, I like Last Light is good, and so is Pure Hearts.
yeah.
I was actually going to say the Valkyrie Shrine.
Oh,
but I think you have to get Shrine Keepers first.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, and you have to do the obligation. So it's essentially
you take Shrine Keepers and choose which shrine.
Right.
Yeah,
but then you have to perform
each member
the
of the crew has an
obligation.
optional extra obligation. Maintain the sacred shrine.
Right.
So you take the stress
okay.
from doing that obligation if you choose to do that to get the benefits during the mission.
Yeah, it's something we would have had to pick before.
I mean, I could let
downtime.
you. No, I could retroactively let you do it. It's just like that would whoever decided to do that would have to do additional stress. Like Blade's flashbacks are fine, so cool with like.
We could also flip it that the shrine is actually the training area that we've been working on.
Mm-hmm. Or we could also take one from In Darkest Night. Because there's the outside influence is one of them, and there's some good ones here.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Yeah.
Like,
let me bring that up for,
let's see, there's Troubled Hearts. Each crew member may add +1 action rating to Conceal, Defy, or Confess. The max for these ratings also increases by 1. Each character may roll +1 die when rolling Kudere. When you take harm, recover stress equal to the level of the harm. Gain +1 die to all rolls made while in darkness, and take -1 die when rolling Eclipse. Fade to Black is gain +1 die to Fallout rolls and mission tier rolls. When you advance the Darkness That Hunts Us track at the end of a mission, mark 1 less. Gazing into the Abyss, permanently fill in the first 5 pips of the Darkness That Hunts Us track. Whenever a crew member investigates darkness, they gain +1 die and mark experience. Vengeful, gain +1 die when helping someone with physical harm recover. The crew has magical awareness of the location of foes who have harmed them. And Night Hunters, when you ambush your foes, mark crew XP. When you hunt a creature of darkness plague, take +1 die on your engagement roll. There's also some good transcendent abilities.
Yeah, I don't know if you can do. Can you do? It doesn't look like you can do
no.
outside influence for transcendence.
Yeah, we'd need 3
This is true.
three. Yeah.
Yeah.
If Andrew's doing this the same way that Blades does it, it's not that you need 3 XP.
Yeah.
It's
Max
that you
and
can
I were
take
literally
it.
talking about this
Yeah.
last night because it's confusing.
It's
in
very
Blades it's written.
confusing.
That's saying like you can
You can take it 3 times.
3 times.
3
yeah,
times.
it's
I
not
see.
that it's
Yeah,
worth
okay.
3.
Yeah. The way
Yeah.
Blades does it visually is that anything where you have to take 2 things in conjunction, they're literally connected by a line.
Mhm.
But it only comes up in like item lists and very,
Right.
very occasionally through playbooks. So it's not a connection that most people make.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it's
But,
also
like-
it's on every crew bit when it comes to like the crew upgrades. There's some.
Yeah. And anything that from any of these that you would have gotten, I'm okay with like retroactively giving you.
Do you- And if you guys want, I don't mind you guys taking a Transcendence one, like Hope and Darkness or Unshakable, which are.
I mean, my goal is to get myself in a situation where you can try and save me to see if you can.
Transcend. That's my goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm actually aiming to get myself in some situation where I need you to come and help me. So if we wanted to take a Transcendent one, that could definitely work.
Yeah. Like I like Unshakable is pretty good. Just plus while you're transcending, you get +1 die to all resistance rolls.
right.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
really good.
I was gonna say another one that might be helpful for the way you all have been playing is Tormented Heroes. Each character may roll +1 die when rolling Kudere. When you take harm, recover stress equal to the level of harm.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I like that.
Troubled Heroes. Pure Hearts is good too, which +1 die for Moe, but also get +1 to Social Links. Not that we'll probably ever Social Link again.
yeah, it's up to you all.
Yeah, I don't mind. I think the resistance one is a good one to have.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Unshakable sounds really good.
Actually, since we're already on a Reclaim an Object of Power mission, Redemption, clear 1 stress when performing blah blah
Yeah.
blah. We're Reclaim an Object of Power missions. Mark
And get
crew
XP.
XP on yeah.
Yeah,
So we would get an additional XP and
we'd
we clear
each get a
stress
clear
now.
Stress right now. Yeah.
Which is also a really good idea, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that sounds like a plan. Let's
Yeah,
take
all right.
Redemption.
Let's do that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm all about metagaming.
At
At least in this.
Yeah.
yeah, because that's not retroactive to the one that you did before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we got enough XP from that for the
Yeah.
one before.
All right. Let me delete that. Okay, so let's start over fresh.
Oh, it doesn't even change like the engagement rule.
No,
No,
It's just
it doesn't change anything.
it
Yeah.
just we each lose a stress, and we would get extra XP for completing this.
Yeah, so at the end of each session, for each item below, mark 1 XP. You did not successfully carry out a mission. Confront the oppression as established and comfort those who suffer. I don't think you did both pieces. I still need to email or contact Andrew about, like, I'm assuming the and is both pieces, but explore the nature of the darkness and redeem those who have fallen. Express the essential nature, origin, or destiny of the crew. I think
that last one is the only one that we've done.
Yeah. I would say 2 for that, maybe. Because, like, you've had a lot of, like, trying to relate to each other.
Mhm.
And I think, like, you had a couple really good moments of, like, oh, yeah, the past, you know, maybe doesn't matter as much as we thought it did. So, or, like, the past, but also future. Days
Yeah.
of future past.
The past as far as we know it.
Yeah.
It's the end of the past as we know it.
God. Okay, so I'm gonna mark off 2 for that. Okay. Danny.
Yeah.
I don't think we didn't have any desperate rolls.
No, we didn't have any rolls of
Yeah.
any kind other than
Yeah, not with any position.
Yeah. So, did I address a challenge with compassion or honesty? I believe I
think-
did.
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
At very least, the honesty part, trying to like figure everything out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say
agree.
2 for that.
I'd say
Yeah.
2. Yeah, you did quite a few express roles.
Yeah, like all my roles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You expressed your beliefs, drives, goal, or background.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think, I mean, I don't know if we can kind of double up, but a drive for Danny has definitely been like figure out what the hell is going on with her friends, and like after last session, why is there's also magic and stuff,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so I think that should get me some XP.
I would
I
say
think so.
2 almost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
this is a very especially since like last session, like Danny did literally nothing for them, or almost literally nothing. I
Yeah.
think that makes a lot of sense. That
Yeah.
now it's like Danny's time to shine is not during is pre-engagement.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
struggled with issues from your obligation. Yes.
Yeah, I did.
I would almost give you 2 for that again, because I'm just,
Yeah, I mean, I think yeah.
Like
And
your
then-
obligation ended up becoming the entanglement.
yeah.
Yeah,
And now you're stuck in this thing.
yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense, and was the focus of the investigation of the darkness and all that other
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Came from my obligation.
Yep.
There's 2 from that, and then I think I also deserve 2 from playing towards my promises, because I played towards my promise with my impossible promise to like learn who I am, figure out what's going on, and try to be who I'm supposed to be.
Hmm.
And then also like I was a friend to Annika when she needed me by bringing her to my like vet doctor, maybe
Yeah.
girlfriend, to fix her up.
Yeah. I definitely think 2 for that. So
Yeah,
that would be
run
8
the
XP in
board.
total.
Yeah, so I'll finish up my Kudere XP and grab another Express. So that I'm at
Oh,
2
Sundre.
Express. Yeah, my Sundere. I don't know. I said Kudere because I'm lame. And then so that's 2 for that, and so I have 6 left. Let's put it into. I'm gonna put it all into Moe and grab another Forgive.
Nice.
There we go.
All right. Nat.
Let's see here. No desperate roles for me either.
Yep. You addressed a
I-
challenge.
Addressed a challenge with knowledge or subtlety. So I think sort of like digging in to investigate and find out what's going on with Danny.
Yeah.
I think on that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so 1 for that. Express my beliefs, drives, role, or background. I think for that, it was a case of sort of like I was just trying to give Danny as much information as possible about the past.
Yeah, I would say 2 for that too, because I think the role has come into play a lot. So like both with the enemy turned friend and the loyal knight. So I would say 2 for that second one.
Oh yeah, of course. With all of the emotional trauma stuff too.
Yeah, for sure.
And struggled with issues from your obligation. I don't think so. I think
No, I
I
don't
pretty
think
much
so.
cruised by all that. That was fine. And played towards my promise or darkness. I definitely think I played towards my promise. It's sort of like laying it out for Danny, but then sort of saying but you're you, so
Yeah.
you figure it out.
Yeah, I think 2 for that as well.
Cool. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which I can spend, get my Sundre up to 6 and take a. I think I might actually take another dot in Defy, since we're probably going to be doing some defying. If
Yeah,
we play again.
that seems like a solid choice.
So that's 2, leaves me with 3 left. I might put it in Kudere because I want to eventually get a dot and empathize so I can actually do the thing where I empathize with
Yeah.
machines.
Rather than rolling with 0 dice.
Yes. Lovely.
All right. Annika.
Yeah.
You addressed a challenge with individual action or aggression. I think 2 XP for that.
Okay, that's fair.
Like, because you had, let's see, what did you have? I guess, I don't know. I feel like aggressively momming someone could
A little bit.
could read into that.
Yeah. And it was very like I'm the most adult, or probably in Annika's mind, it's like I'm the most senior like officer here.
Yeah.
I need to like take care of these kids. Which is very not, it's a little bit dissonant saying it out loud. But that's probably like where the thinking would be.
Yeah.
But it's also true because however sort of like knowledgeable or whatever Nat is, she cannot people. Like, it's when it comes to like, I've got to do things with people, and Nat's like, nah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, technically Annika can't people either. It's just like, you're going to go do this now. It's going to be good for you.
She throws herself into like researching all these things of like solutions to a problem that like a perceived problem that she has. Like, problem, Nat needs to learn and how to people and meet people. I'm gonna go like pursue all these avenues and like come back and just drag Nat to this place. Or like, oh, Danny disappeared. I'm gonna send 50 emails out like figuring out where the hell she went or where the hell they went. And just like,
I think it wasn't even sending out 50 emails. It's like, where's Danny? And I think Annika, like, if we were to actually follow her with a camera, probably got up and started looking for Danny.
Yeah.
And then got the email, like, phone buzzing in the pocket email.
Yeah.
That's like, so how do I deal with Danny, question mark?
Yeah, which is like, it's funny because like that ends up being like about other people, but I like the idea of like socializing in Annika's mind is like aggressively like setting up a engineering a situation where you can socialize, which is such like a weird concept. Like, nobody does that. It's like, yes, I must get everything like just right, and then we can do the people thing.
Yeah, it's like social feng shui.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I feel like 2, like 1 or 2. It depends on how you feel, I guess. For that.
I feel 2.
I think the number of times would make it 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2.
Yeah.
You expressed your beliefs, drives, role, or background. So your role is a strategist.
Yeah, like Annika definitely, after probably like when Annika went to the vent clinic with Danny and met Sam, was like, okay, I know exactly what's going on. I know it needs to be done with this. I've seen enough TV.
Also,
so obviously,
like, also the fact that you were like, okay, I need somewhere to go that won't be that obvious, but I need to treat myself. Okay, a vet clinic. Like, perfect. Flawless.
Yeah.
No one will ever know that I was there.
Or I think it's less like no one will know that I was there, and it's like no one will care enough about why I was there.
Yeah. I think
because of like other things that I've done.
Ironically, I think if we were playing like Vanilla Blades, I think Annika would be a spider that like took a bunch of cutter moves.
Yeah.
Like instead of taking the first move for the spider, took a cutter move.
Yeah. Jesus.
And just wanted the stats, I guess.
Yeah. And like all the other like abilities and stuff. Because I think Spider gets some other stuff even without the moves. So I could be misremembering, but
no. Spiders, I mean, they have like really good items, but like also all of their moves are almost never good during the
They're never good during the action. They're good during
Yeah,
downtime.
Yeah.
the spider is the unlikely hero
Yeah.
of Blades.
So maybe
Yeah.
it's more the slide.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's the slide playbook, but with
With
Cutter
cutter and
move.
lunk moves.
yeah.
Yeah, slide. That's actually what I was thinking of, not spider. My bad.
Yeah.
Because you're the manipulator. So I would say 2 XP for that. The role and background. Issues from your obligation. Not very much.
Not really.
Yeah.
No.
What are your promises?
Let's see. I'll get Nat to be able to function on her own without Danny's guidance. And I think part of that was the Nat, you're going to Tai Chi now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These old ladies will help take care of you.
Yeah. No, I definitely think that as well. What's your promise to Danny?
I'll help Danny to recover their memories and fulfill their destiny by the best means I have.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's 2 as
And
well.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely that scene in the vet clinic again, where it's like, here are all the tools you need to go on a date right now. Go.
Yeah.
Do
Oh,
it.
jeez. All right, so that's 6 that I have for you.
Yep. Let's see. I could give myself. Oh, I can't give myself 3 dots in Defy.
No.
I mean, you
Oh.
can. You just
No.
don't get access to that until
Unless I'm
The
transcended.
transcend.
yeah,
Which would make a lot of narrative sense.
Hmm.
yeah. It's the 4th dot that you have to unlock.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah, I will put 4 here, and that is 0.
Hmm.
Then
Or
I'll
you
take the 3rd dot in Defy.
Or you could get that embody. Do cool flips and shit.
I could, but I feel like whenever Annika would need to like do a flip, it would actually be like jump
A
and
kick.
punch the ground and use that to actually vault myself or something.
Yeah.
The only way you could, so you would have to take the crew ability from Darkest Night to get the 4th action for Defy, actually.
Mhm.
Is Troubled Hearts.
I also really like that I still have 0 in Defy.
I mean, it's accurate, I feel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like even when I was mad, I just kind of like, and then left.
That's so good, though.
Yeah, but then I
Also-
came back because I do have 2 dots in Forgive and Express.
So that would actually be all of my experience into Defy. And
Nice.
I've got that 3rd dot.
Nice.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
be so
that's-
good at punching things.
Yeah, that'll be really helpful because I think punching things is gonna happen.
I think so.
Yeah, we're at Plan B now. And there's
Punch.
only ever 2 plans in the Annika playbook.
Yeah,
Punch and punch harder.
No, it's the meticulously plotted out, like, these are exactly where all the pieces
yeah.
need to go at any single, like, point in time. And this fell completely apart. We're just going to punch it.
Yeah.
it's all the dominoes are precariously placed and they'll tip over in the right thing. If they surround me and close me off, I'll punch my way through them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's perfect. That's Annika in a
Lovely.
nutshell.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I think I don't know. Well, I think Adrian's gotta leave rather shortly. So
Yeah, I got a book pretty
Yeah.
quick.
we'll figure out if scheduling works out to do it again next week. I would definitely be open to
Yeah, me too.
doing one more session to finish up
works.
this mission.
It works for me, absolutely.
Okay. All right then. That's been Girl by Moonlight. Thanks everyone. Thank you, Mads, Adrian, and Kyle.
Thank you.
So I guess tune in again next week to see what happens.
Yeah.
Will Nat make it out alive? Will Annika punch through the fence? Probably.
Yeah.
So thanks everyone.
Thanks. Bye.
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 Go, go.